I was thinking the same. You guys have off tomorrow? Yeah. Yeah. I could walk. I golf so fast. I could walk 18 in 2:30. Because I would sneak on, during COVID, I would sneak onto the public course and I would just walk and there'd be nobody there. I walked 9 holes in an hour and 10 minutes. Supposed to be 75 up here. Not bad. I got 70. Yeah, the same thing.
What do I really want to do in the morning? Leg day or
just do some squats when we walk?
Do walking 18 holes is leg day. My legs hurt yesterday after I got home.
Gotcha.
Or like you'll be able to hear Steve-O sometimes go like, hey, pan to the crowd when you come back, and then you're like, oh, I know the camera's gonna be on the crowd.
Yeah.
And we're back at Alumni Field. The SwampBats taking on the Waves from Ocean State in NECBL action live on ESPN+. I'm Sean Massa, the voice of the SwampBats, joined by Aiden Garvey, the voice of the Waves. And Aiden, great to have you here, and I bet Ocean State's glad to be here because, boy, they love playing at this park.
Absolutely, Sean. 7-2 here in this ballpark since 2013 are the Waves, and trying to get above 500 for the first time this season is Ocean State as well.
Yeah, and you guys have had kind of an interesting season, a big win at North Adams to get back to 500, and been really unlucky with the weather on your part, especially. I mean, Keene's had 1 rain out, but Ocean State, I mean, you guys have played 1 home game.
Absolutely. Definitely looking back to getting back home later this week, but in the game against North Adams, it was headlined in the 5-2 victory by first baseman Donovan Cash. 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, drove in the winning run in that contest.
Yeah, Keene has had a really dead offense all year, but coming off a big explosion where they scored a season-high 12 runs and a season-high 13 hits. Can they continue that offensive prowess, or will it return to what it began? You'll see when you come back here on ESPN+. It's the SwampBats, the Waves' own alumni. Keene trying to change that here in the year of 2024 live on ESPN+. Alumni Field is the venue. It's the SwampBats and the Ocean State Waves here live on a beautiful overcast day in June in Keene, New Hampshire. I'm Sean Massa, joined by Aiden Garvey today, and Aiden, Ocean State's first appearance here at Alumni Field, the first matchup of these two squads, and these are two teams that in history, especially recent history at that, Keene does not like to remember the matchups.
Absolutely. Last time these two teams were here, it was an 8-0 victory for the Ocean State Waves. Greg Pate went 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs, boasting a triple on the evening, and he's back in the lineup for the Waves this season. He'll be playing second base today, but also look for the man next to him, Donovan Cash. As we mentioned in the open, he'll be playing first.
It's Jacob Bean on the bump again for Keene. Bean started opening day here at Alumni Field in a beautiful 6-4 win over the North Shore Navigators, and he was pretty darn solid. 3 innings pitched, only allowed 4 hits, 1 run being earned, striking out 3, and really showcased the talent from Kent State. Maction represented here at Alumni Field, and Bean really impressed, especially with the late substitution out of the game. Talked to Casey O'Brien, John Nowak after the game. They said, hey, it's opening day. We don't want to run Jacob Bean into the ground. We know he's a right-handed arm we can rely on throughout the entirety of the season. We don't want to waste him in game 1. He gets the nod here again in front of a nearly sold-out crowd at Alumni Field. It's Reading with Ribby Day 1 here in Keene, New Hampshire, and my goodness, is there a lot of people in attendance for Jacob Bean Shove Day.
It is packed, and it's not often you see a crowd like this on a Tuesday night, but crowd is packed and bumping here in Keene, New Hampshire, looking for a good show of NECBL baseball on hand.
It's been a tale of 2 pretty good seasons to start. Keene, obviously 3-1, coming off a big bounce back win where their offense posted a short season high in runs, hits, walks, extra base hits, you name it, they put up a season high. And Ocean State, it started a little rocky, but a good fight back, and the Waves are kind of starting to build a little bit of a wave of momentum.
Definitely, and it was the bullpen for Ocean State who played a majority of the factor in the win against North Adams. Final 5 innings of that one scoreless, as Beavis, Wentworth, and Urena came in for 5 innings, unearned, no earned runs, and only 3 hits allowed.
And now it's gonna be, can the Keene SwampBats offense keep it going? The pitching staff has been pretty solid, especially the bullpen on the road at Mystic. The bullpen went shutout no at the end and was headlined by Jared Lessman out of the left side, as well as Varner. Beautiful left-handers that offset each other perfectly. Now they go to the righty arm, and Jacob Bean for his second start at home here in front of a packed crowd at Alumni. Last time was pretty darn solid to start out. This time, we'll see. He starts off with a leadoff hitter, number 3, Zach Lyons, slotting in left field.
Zions has such a beautiful swing and loves to shoot balls out to right field, which is favorable here at Alumni Field, a very short right center field.
First pitch called for a strike, and Bean doing what Bean does, gets ahead in the count early. Bean likes to work quickly as well as pepper the strike zone. Goes down low, get the swing and a foul off, and quickly ahead 0-2.
Now we'll see how Zions responds. Got to think he's going to have to choke up on the bat here, and just anything close to any edge of the strike zone's got to pull.
Bean winds and delivers upstairs, trying to be painted by Reese behind the plate. Doesn't get the benefit. The count goes to 1-2 on the 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Trying to attack early. It's Zions, Wilson, and Head, the 1-2-3 for Ocean State. Breaking ball off the inside of the bat, putting foul territory on the third base line, giving chase. Molinaro, he settles, it tails into the glove. And just like that, a perfect defensive play, running in foul territory, gets the first out.
Just getting under it was Zions, and it was a good cut, but just missed. It's caused it to soar up into the overcast sky here in southern New Hampshire, and that brings up Harrison Wilson, the shortstop.
Wilson now the first righty, Bean seen on the righty. Righty will go through the defense for the SwampBats. Behind the plate, Ripken Reese, the utility man, slot in the outfield, infield, behind the dish. Does a little bit of everything for Sean McKenna as the first pitch swung and jammed softly to Bean, but they'll blow it dead, say it went foul.
It's super hard for these first few batters of Ocean State to adjust. You're facing low 90s right off the bat. It's a bit of a rude awakening.
We'll finish out the defense for Keene when we have a quick moment. Everyone returns. Bryce Molinaro manning the hot corner we has all year. Austin Hawk, the man from Wake Forest, slotting at shortstop in his first game. Alex Alisea at second. And at first base, the big 6'5 Maryland product, Alex Kolarko. Second pitch down the dirt, left off. The outfield, Joe Jakonski sliding from center over to left. Andrew Wiggins, the sophomore from Indiana University, the 37th overall pick in last year's draft, slots at center field. And Brett House, slots into right. 1-1 down low, didn't get a chase in the opposing batter's box on the breaking ball. The count goes 2-1 in favor of Wilson. Harrison Wilson was a two-way player to start the year at college, has been pretty good this year early on and already up 3-1 as he watches that fastball a little bit low.
Two-way player, hasn't seen any throwing action early on. He's had the hot bat. 266 average. He's gotten on base decently well as well. 3 doubles, leads the team.
Goes after the 3-1, just a little bit in front of it, taking a big hack at it. And it works the count full. So a battle early on from Harrison Wilson and Bean, and you stole it right out of my mouth right there, Aiden. Was going to mention the 3 doubles leading the team, and I mean, there's only 2 other players with multiple. So already showing a little bit of pop out of that right side. Got a really far inward stance on the chalk as Bean set to deliver the payoff pitch. Breaking ball chopped over to third base, but well fouled.
This is what Wilson does so proficiently. Really good at extending at-bats. Gets the bat on the ball very well, and now in a 3-2 count, it forces Bean to more so attack the zone and give Wilson a pitch to hit.
Bean now at the 7th pitch of the AB, puts it up, it's fouled again, and we will do it all over again for the 3rd time.
We've seen a few waves this season draw out at bats. A 10 pitch at bat caused by Zach Plashert 2 games ago in Mystic. He's batting 8th this evening.
This is the 8th pitch of the AB, and it's blasted foul, but barreled by Harrison Wilson. He steps back in the box knowing he just missed a solo shot.
Just came a bit early on that 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Home plate umpire's going to have to brush the plate off so he gets perfect view of balls and strikes here in the top of the 1st.
Our home plate umpire today at Alumni Field, Sam Finn, first base represented by Tim Barrett, and third base represented by Phil Levisson. Bean delivers a 9th pitch, breaking ball got him down low. Beautiful 82-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch, fooled him completely, and just like that, 2 up, 2 down.
When you read the scouting report of Bean, you know what you're going to expect. Only 1 earned run through 3 innings of work for him so far this season.
Was very good at Kent State as well in 9 games as a youngster. Through 9 innings, struck out 6 in very limited time as a offer down low. They offered at third base. He went, hit the front of the bag, but the beautiful strike 1. Started out really strong at Kent State to start the year. Had a little bit of bumps in the road, as you expect from an 18, 19-year-old making their prowess known in the NCAA, especially at the Division I level, as that one can't be pulled back in by Reese.
And if there's anybody in this Waves lineup that's going to figure out Bean early, it's Tristan Head. 3 RBIs in 4 games played, 384 average early in 2024.
He learned from his mistake on the first one. He let the last 2 go upstairs and get himself up 2-1 on what should be a 3-0 count, but he'll take being up 1. Bean trying to fight back, expect a fastball. It is not, but it's in the zone anyways on the inside, 2-2 count. Tristan Head had limited action at Virginia this year, but it's Virginia especially. I mean, to be a Division I commit at the level of UVA out of high school must mean a little bit of something.
The rest of his teammates traveling to Omaha as we speak.
Point proven. 2-2 count from Bean, delivers down low, way in front of it, got him. Back-to-back strikeouts, the only contact being a weak fly out to third. Now the Keene offense was prowess last game, trying to keep it up. Alisea, Jakonski, and Wiggins, 1-2-3 when we come back here on ESPN Plus.
At M&T Bank, we believe in the power of together. Together, we can help your business grow. Together, we can move communities forward while giving back. Together, we can help your family spend more time on what matters most. And together, we can achieve more than ever before.
And we're back for the bottom half of the first inning. The SwampBats getting their first rips at the plate in the top of the order. Alex Alisea, Joe Jakonski, and Andrew Wiggins. The first foes for the starting pitcher today for Ocean State, Bryce McKnight, onto the mound.
Yeah, McKnight finished up his freshman year at the University of Arizona. 3 1/3 innings through 4 appearances, struck out 4 batters, walked only 2, and had an ERA of 24.30, but not a huge sample size to derive that ERA from. He did not see a lot of action in his freshman year.
It puts his name in the history books on the last ever Pac-12 championship team. Boy, we will miss the Pac-12 action. But another right-handed arm that's going to sit about low 9s, upper 8s to face the SwampBats, and we know from what Keene has delivered all season, it's extra base hits, power, and barrels, especially from the middle part of the order, starting with Joe Jakonski, who just won the NECBL Player of the Week, hitting .625 with multiple home runs and was absolutely sensational through the first week of action. First foe in this lineup is the second baseman, Alex Alisea, who had a really slow start to the summer, but was so good at Louisville as a freshman. And last game at Mystic, got on base 4 times and was 2 for 4. He sets in on the left side, and now the first pitch is taken down low for a strike.
Yeah, Alisea, who gets on base at a .375 percentage. You're following up with Jakonski and Wiggins, 2 guys that can really drive the ball, so really important for McKnight to get this first out early.
That one misses. Alisea gets right back in it. Has seen nothing but 90 so far in this AB. See if Alex Alisea can continue his prowess from the Mystic games. He gets under that one and fouls it off, and the count goes 1-2.
First pitch under 90, seen by Alisea from McKnight. That one came in at 85. Maybe a bit of a holdup there as the swing was going through, caused him to get under it.
And way in front of that ball, as expected, when you see nothing but 90. That's what you're sitting on, and that's all you know. 1-2 delivered down low, fights it off, and been the story with Alisea all year. Quality ABs that weren't dropping through the first couple games. The last game had a few hard hit singles that did drop. Maybe get the confidence going.
Now with a 1-2 count, you've thrown 90s, now 2 pitches in the mid-80s. Maybe a little outside fastball from McKnight here.
Have to assume you get him to go outside. It is outside fastball. If they just tailed a little bit up, it's out of the plate. It's a 2-2 count. 91 out of the hand on that one. And now McKnight set to deliver the 2-2, a battle to lead off hitter Alisea, and there's a well-hit ball down the right field line. It tailed a little bit, in trouble in right field for Blasher. Alisea's gonna have 3. He rounds for a stand-up triple. He'll slide, but not needed. And listen to that crowd here at Alumni Field erupt for Alex Alisea, who has absolutely woken up, and what an asset to have.
It was Plashard in right, who the ball skipped over his hand as he went to field it up, which allows Alisea to send his send himself all the way to third. We'll give you the official scoring of that play, whether it will be an error in right or if it's going to be a triple, and we receive that information.
Have to assume single with an error, but haven't seen error put up on the scoreboard yet here at Alumni Field. It brings up the now defending Week 1 NECBL Player of the Week, Joe Jakonski, who has been unreal. Takes ball 1 upstairs. 625, 4 for 8 with 5 hits, 2 bombs, 3 RBIs, and 7 walks with 2 hit by pitches, good for a 2,300 OPS and a 1,500 slugging. Watches that one go for strike 1 to even the count. Jakonski out of Penn State has been magnificent early on from the left side. Made his 3rd year of college ball, 2 at UNC, and then at Penn State really found his footing.
McKnight continues to reside in the low 90s with that fastball. He's done a really good job to mix up the off speed as well. Although Alisea got the best of him in that first at-bat.
Just got it off the edge of the bat to get a hit, and that one goes opposite side from Jakonski. It falls right in front of Zions, and it's going to be Market an RBI and give him the bag. He's safe at second. Look to extend the heads-up base running from Joe Jakonski.
And that is what we've seen from what we have seen from Jakonski all season long. Bat on ball, perfectly placed into shallow left field. And the speed as well. Not often you're going to see a shallow single have a guy reach second base. But he slides under the tag. Well, base run there by Jakonski.
Brings up for the first day, being a Swamp Bat uniform, Andrew Wiggins. First pitch swinging, first pitch well hit but foul. A laser off the bat on that one. Was well foul on the jam shot. 0-1 the count, and Wiggins just arrived yesterday, highly touted out of high school at Indiana this year as a freshman. Was pretty darn good in limited time. 17 hits and 55 ABs /309, 466, 545 with over a 1,000 OPS. Looks at that one on the back foot in the dirt for ball number 1.
Just watching Wiggins in batting practice when we first came here to Keene from the Ocean State, it's just, the ball just explodes off of his bat. It looks like he's just swinging in the on-deck circle, but just sends it.
Looks at that one down low for a 1-2 count. He's got Jakonski at second, back-to-back extra base knocks for Keene to start this game. Wiggins 6'3", 218 and a smooth left-handed swing. You can see why scouts were raving about this kid coming out of high school. Watches that one find the zone on the breaking ball and knew it as soon as it got to him. Down looking, there's one away.
A good job from McKnight to rebound after the 2 extra base hits to open up this one. A perfect breaking ball inside on the plate. Freezes Wiggins in that left-handed batter's box, and that brings up Reese.
Ripken Reese, another example of power from this lineup. His only 2 hits last game, 2 for 5, were a homer and a monster double. As he takes ball 1 in the dirt, a good scoop by McAndrews.
He's a guy slugging .929 here through the first 4 games. And that average at .357 as well, so he's a guy that can really drive the ball.
Another Kent State showout this year. Takes another one down low. This year at Kent State, 236, 369, 403. The number 2 shortstop and the number 4 overall player in Maryland in the class of 2022 by perfect game. Ahead 2-0 here on McKnight. Still have Joe Jakonski at second base trying to double the lead. It currently stands at 1-0. That one's hit the left center field. Veering over, Walton, he'll be called off. The catch is made by Zions, and there's 2 away.
It's a good read by Zions to pick that ball up. It can be difficult to pick a fly ball up in his overcast weather. The ball kind of blends in with the sky, but Walton was over there as well as Zions. Couldn't get a handle on it. 2 outfielders converge, and 1 puts it away.
Brings up another Penn State bat. This one, Bryce Molinaro with Joe Jakonski, his Nittany Lion teammate, standing at second base. These two bats combined for 13 walks so far this season. 7 are on second with Jakonski, and 6 belong to 27, Bryce Molinaro, who takes ball 1.
He's got a .529 on base percentage to show for that. Draws walks at a proficient rate.
At one point was batting nothing, but had over a 400 on base percentage. And he takes that one for a strike. We'll finish out real quickly the Ocean State defense while we have a quick trance. McAndrews behind the dish, already made a few big picks. The infield from left to right. Head, Wilson, Pate, and Cash in the outfield. Scions, Walton, and Plashert. Molinaro fouls off that one, and the count goes 1-2.
That one low, 81, probably the slowest pitch that we've seen so far from McKnight. His off-speed's been hovering around the mid-80s range. That one had Molinaro ahead of it.
He's got a great recovery since the triple and double the lead off this game. Trying to go 1, 2, 3 and got Molinaro in the dirt. A triple and a double and back-to-back ABs to start. You recover with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. What a showing with adversity from McKnight. 1-0 SwampBats after 1 inning of play. Nice crowd filling up all around Alumni Field here in Keene, New Hampshire. Jacob Bean went 1, 2, 3 with 2 strikeouts. Watch the top of the order on the offensive side. Go triple-double to score Alex Alisea, the RBI double from Joe Jakonski. Alex Alisea officially scored a triple as they rule, It did not touch Plashert in right field and instead just got by. And now Keene with a 1-0 lead and a insurance pill for Bean.
It actually just added the error.
We speak.
As we said that, it will be an error.
I think our analytics department heard me right there, but that's okay.
Well, I'm sure Bryce McKnight is happy about that, as it won't go as an earned run.
Just ironic that it wasn't an error for so long and they put it up there.
The timing was impeccable, Sean.
First pitch taken for a ball by the cleanup hitter, Donovan Cash. It's 4, 5, 6. Cash, Walton, and Fernandez due up here.
Cash, the Kennesaw State product, was excellent in the 5-2 win in North Adams as that one shot.
Got a single right off the bat quickly, so waste no time to try to answer the Keene offense. As 95 off the bat from Donovan Cash, he stands on first with a leadoff single.
Couldn't even get to say what he did in that game as the second pitch swung and knocked that one into the shallow outfield.
Brings up Aaron Walton, the center fielder, another right-handed bat. The speed on this kid has been pretty prevalent so far in the NECBL, so we'll have to see, do they maybe try to catch the infield sleeping. That one outside, what a pick, diving across by Reese to keep the runner at first in the breaking ball that just got away. Ripken Reese has kind of been that go-to guy for head coach Sean McKenna. The SwampBats just puts him everywhere. He's slotted at second on the road, last road game at Mystic. He's played catcher before here. He's also slotted in the outfield once or twice. He's kind of a utility player that Keene can trust in a lot of positions. Makes a big play right there to keep the runner at first. That one upstairs, can't paint it with the glove down low, and it's a 2-0 count.
Walton's a guy who early on in this season hasn't had the highest average, only batting 117, but when he does get on base, he's very dangerous. 3 stolen bases through just 4 games.
He had 19 this year at school and rips that one on a line to left center field, and it tails directly into the glove of Jakonski. What a piece, and sometimes it's not your day, as 99 off the back results in an out.
I mean, that one was absolutely ripped. It was a really good job of Jakonski to read that one off the bat and get in position properly and in time. A line out like that, sometimes it catches you off guard. You're not sure how it's flying off the bat, and by the time you realize it's going so fast that you're too late, but not that time from Jakonski as he puts away out number 1.
Brings up Eric Fernandez, just finished up his freshman year at Miami. Limited action. Slots in on the left side, takes ball number 1. Leads the team in average, though, here in the summer, so a hot start from the young lefty. And sometimes guys who don't play are wild cards coming into summer ball, but man, has Fernandez been pretty good so far. It's up 1-0 and well in front of that one. Popped up, shallow left field. Called off by Jakonski as he rushes in, makes the grab. Called off Hawk on that one. And just like that, after the leadoff single, there's 2 away. We just talked about the 99 exit velo from Walton. Eric Fernandez well in front of it, but yet still, with that bad time, he got 85 off the bat, so caught a barrel. The timing not there, and there's 2 away. Thomas McAndrews, the catcher, in a 7-hole slot up. Goes after the first pitch down low in the dirt and fouled it off back to his own dugout. So Jacob Bean has looked really comfortable, and this is kind of what we saw in Game 1 at Alumni. Had a lot of trouble in those 3 innings. Bases loaded a few times, but got out of it only allowing 1 run. After that leadoff single, doesn't really look phased. McAndrews had 3 bombs and 11 doubles this year at Fordham as he takes that one outside for ball number 1.
Hit a double in North Adams for his first hit of the season last time out. And something I love about Thomas McAndrews, you see he's not wearing any batting gloves, but they are in his back right pocket. I just think that's hilarious.
Must be style points over there for double 4s, but if it works, it works. As they check the runner over at first, and standing up easily is Cash. Probably just I know you're there type pickoff move from Bean.
He's a half and half guy, old school on the bat, but new school with the sty in the back pocket.
Has choked up heavily on this one on a 1-1 count, watches it for a 2-1.
And that breaking ball at 82, so dramatic from the velocity usually seen from Jacob Bean.
Good breaking ball. McAndrews historically just gets on base 325 this year with Fordham, and playing summer ball in the FCBL, got on base at a 415 clip. He takes that one again out of the zone for a 3-1 count. 3 straight, almost all in the same exact pinpointed spot.
Now this starts the chess match of an at-bat, and we'll see how Bean responds. You got to think he's going to go with a pitch that he's comfortable with, maybe a fastball, try and just catch the zone and force McAndrews to swing.
Got it right there. Looked like an auto take at that from McAndrews. McAndrews has been really good at the collegiate level. His home run and RBI totals were the most by a Rams freshman since Jake McKenzie, who was in the Boston system in 2021, and now with the Rockies, and Indy career is taken overseas. Runner takes off, down low, fishing. They'll say he got a piece with the bottom part of the lumber, and an extra life for McAndrews as Cash retracts the first.
Cash looked up to the heavens and just asking himself why. That bag would have been stolen for sure, as that pitch was an off-speed pitch low. McAndrews does get some lumber on it, though, and he'll send Cash back 90 feet to first base.
And maybe gets an extra life because an ugly swing at a pitch down low will do it again. Cash will take off on Bean's command. Bean will try to freeze him. He will not, as only a 1-step lead is taken by the Wave first baseman, and will do it again. So now hopefully Cash will take off unless Bean tries it again. Looks over again, and now delivers. Cash takes off, down low, same pitch. This time a little better timed up, but still hit foul on the ground.
McAndrews has done a great job at extending this at bat. Just catching a part of the ball on these swings.
been so far in front of 2 straight low 80s breaking balls. Sitting fastball, wonder if Bean finally gives him what he's asking for. Payoff pitch again, Cash getting ready to take off, he will. This one's a fastball upstairs at the eyes. Left off and make it first and second after that walk with 2 away.
That was a really good job by McAndrews again to extend that at-bat. Bean was very accurate throughout that entire at-bat, but you just keep him going enough until he misses, and eventually you're going to draw yourself a walk.
Brings up Zach Blanchard, the right fielder, who had that error that allowed Alex Alisea on his base hit to reach all the way to third and eventually score as Joe Jakonski drove him with an RBI double. He takes ball 1 on 90, way out of the zone.
Blanchard has just such a natural and smooth swing. Did not play in his freshman year at the University of Arizona, a rising redshirt freshman as he likes to proclaim himself as.
Pretty solid in the field as well, committed just 3 errors during his high school career. Trying to come up big as he goes after that one down low. Gets a little bit by Reese, he collects as they're now trot out to the mound to have a word with Bean. Ocean State just hasn't been able to time up the release point. It looks like every time Bean throws a breaking ball, they have to think a fastball's coming or something because they've been way out in front of it almost every single time this inning.
And sometimes you'll see not as much of a discrepancy in speed between your fastball and your breaking ball, but that changeup and that fastball, you're talking 10 miles an hour going from 91 to 81. So it's definitely a huge adjustment for these Waves batters, especially the younger ones like Blanchard, who have not seen that many live ABs at the collegiate level.
Bean keeping a close eye on Cash at second base. Got that one to go right by him on 89 on the fastball. And gets himself in a 2-strike count, trying to get out of a jam. Bean is no foreigner to dangerous situations in early outings. After a 1-2-3 first, trying to get out of this one on the back foot, left off for a 2-2. Blanchard steps back in. Bean set to deliver the 2-2. Tried to get him to go on a back foot breaking ball. See if he goes to the cheddar. This one down low. Breaking ball in the dirt. Left off. Good scoop by Reese, and we go full. Runners will take off.
We've seen Blanchard stretch at bats before. It took a 3-2 count, 10 pitches before launching a 415-foot homer to right 2 games ago against Mystic.
3-2 count, runners take off. Bean's fastball gets by Reese. Bean's got to cover the bag. Cash takes a wide turn and really thought about it, but the bases are loaded with 2 away. Back-to-back 2-out walks. And Jake Bean, after looking like he recovered beautifully from the leadoff single, has been wild the last 2 ABs and gonna get a visit from John Nowak in results.
The conference of confidence, you have to assume, but probably a good time to take it, as now you have a guy coming up who's very comfortable playing in this ballpark. Greg Pate, who last summer here in the 8-0, as we mentioned in the open, went 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs in a triple. A triple here would clear the bases. So Pate hoping to repeat history, Bean trying to stop him from doing so.
And ironically, the last outing Bean had here at Alumni, the only outing to go off of in the 2nd inning, had the bases loaded with only 1 out, or it was 2 outs, excuse me, resulted in 1 run being scored. See if he can avoid that pattern from repeating. Greg Pate at the dish. Second season with Ocean State, and you talked about his prowess here as he takes the first pitch firm, fastball down low, clocking in at 88. Bean trying to work quickly, doesn't want to give the Waves second baseman any chance to think in this AB. He settles in, now kicks and delivers the 0-1. It's another fastball at 88 and a big swing and a big miss.
Bate loves to cut on those high outside fastballs. He feels he can really connect on those and drive them, but that one just coming up empty.
Trying to make quick work. Oh, into another fastball. Jam shot, blooper to center field. It'll score cash, and the breaks are going to be given to McAndrews. This game is tied off the bat of Greg Pate, and the bases stay loaded.
He's a third of the way to repeating what he did last summer here in Keene. 1 RBI here for Greg Pate in the second inning. And just like that, one swing of the bat, and we have a tie ball game once again.
And the bases remain loaded, 2 away still, as it brings up the top of the order for the second time around. And now the 7th batter of the inning. It has been 3 straight batters to reach, and that might be 4. Zion's deep to center field. Wiggins reaches at the track and makes the running grab. Thank your center fielder, Jake Bean. Something about Bean and getting out of damage. Bases loaded and 2 away. 1 run comes across off the bat of Greg Pate. We're tied. A great answer from the Waves. Now Keene trying to answer right back.
In the Eisenberg School of Management, we really value experiential learning. By the end of their time here, the students have a portfolio that they can go out with and say, here's what I've done. Here's the clients that I've already worked for.
Our alumni are in constant engagement with our program, providing career guidance, insights. So all of our students are able to take advantage of an unparalleled alumni network before and after they graduate.
Your involvement with the school doesn't end when you graduate. We have a lot of UMass Amherst alums at Gillette Stadium. We know the type of employee we're going to get when we hire someone who's graduated from this program.
Bryce McKnight back out on the bump. The 1 run he gave up in the first inning reacted great with 2 strikeouts, went 1, 2, 3 to the middle of the order. Watched his offense answer back in a huge way and tie it up, and it's gotta be some confidence for an arm that had a shaky first 2 batters.
Definitely, and now you're looking for McKnight to settle in. As we mentioned, when he first came into the game, not a lot of experience in his freshman campaign at U of A. Only 4 appearances, 3.1 innings pitched, so definitely want to see him settle in here as he's going to be a starter for this team all season long.
His first opponent here is going to be 6, 7, 8 for the SwampBats lineup. It's Alex Calarco, another big name this short summer already from Maryland, the switch hitter who has shown prowess and power from both sides for Keene. The big 6'5" catcher slash infielders. Today he slots at first base. First pitch from McKnight is taken at 88. Outside for ball number 1.
There's always one of those players in the team that can really play all 9 positions. It's something rare, but it seems like every team has just at least one of them.
Takes that one way out of the zone, up 2-0 early. He's got the third highest OPS, on Keene, behind Jakonski and Ripken Reese, the 2 with 5 combined home runs. He's got a 1,117 OPS as well as a 700 even slugging as he takes a big rip at that one with a 2-0.
Waves recently picking up a utility man of their own in Eric Genther from the University of Rhode Island. Not in the lineup today, but calling games at the University of Rhode Island. I've seen him behind the plate. I've seen him at first. I've seen him in the outfield. He can do pretty much anything.
And now the count's even up at 2-2, so a 2-0, a big fight back from Bryce McKnight. Now the big 6'5" Calarco settles back in, got to shorten the swing after 2 straight have not gone your way. McKnight delivers upstairs high and taken, swung right through by Calarco. So a 2-0 count that McKnight fights back with 3 straight swings and misses and now works over to Brett House.
Brett House, another one of these players that is kind of unproven coming into this one.
Sharp on the ground, just fouled the bag at third. Was well in front of that pitch. Sitting fastball did not get it at 78 miles an hour.
Another player that did not play in his freshman campaign, House out of Mississippi State by way of Houston, Georgia. Early on in 2024, batting 125 through 16 at-bats.
He's got 2 hits, and both of them have been home runs as he takes that one on the back foot in the dirt. Leads the team in RBIs with 5. Had a talk with hitting coach Casey O'Brien about House, and he said, man, when he hits the ball, as we can see, with 2 monstrous home runs, one being on opening night, to flip the script down 2 runs to North Shore, and then hitting a 3-run blast over the trees in center field to flip the script.
When you see a batting average of 125 and a slugging percentage of 500, you know when he gets a hold of it, he can drive it. And that really is the case for Brett House.
He's got himself in a favorable count at 2-1. Takes a big rip at that one. Jammed on the left field line, and tails just foul at the corner. Another one just missed off the big right-handed bat. It's just getting back into action. Talk about it with so many of these guys. It's hard not to see game action your freshman year at school and then come into summer ball and dominate in a big reason. Early on as that one high in the air, left center field. When he hits it well, and he hits it gone. The 3rd hit of the year for Brett House, and the big Mississippi State freshman gets another one. 2-1 SwampBats, just like that. My goodness, 97 off the bat, and Brett House remains perfect and hits the home runs ratio.
There's 2 types of home runs in baseball. There's the first one where it's solid contact, but you're not quite sure if it's going to get out, and you have one where it's no doubt the crack of the bat signals to everybody in the ballpark that it's going to be gone. That one was the latter. Turning on it was Brett House and sends it into the parking lot in left center field.
383. Brett House wakes up the crowd here after Ocean State tied it. Brings up Jake Keene in the DH.
Keene, another high average, 333 early on.
Checked over at first and almost got him to go in the dirt. An ugly swing, left off, says the first base umpire, Tim Barrett. Now McKnight trying to answer back. Don't let it get in your head, and there's the sword to Koonin. Gets a big one on the 81, 1-2. Koonin had the last home run of the handful that Keene had on the road at Mystic. A monster shot to left field, has been really waking up. And this one sharp out to center field, charging in and making the sliding grab is Walton. Defense steps up for McKnight on the bump.
We've seen a few sliding catches from Walton out in center early on in this year. That one was probably the prettiest. A nice little one-leg slide, getting low enough to grab the line drive, and it's out number 2.
And this outfield's hard to track a ball. We've seen it so many times. Right there, Walton moved a little bit to his left and then just hit the beeline, go in front, and just got it on the slide as it brings up the 9-hole hitter and his first SwampBat AB, Austin Hawk from Wake Forest. Just got here yesterday and was one that the entire coaching staff was so excited to have here at Wake Forest, and 104 ABs, had 24 hits, including 5 doubles and 4 bombs, 231, 336, and 394 splits, but down 0-2 early.
For any coach you hear Wake Forest, your ears start to kind of turn up. They've run a very dominant baseball program down there for many years, and Austin Hawk looking to become another product.
Watches the 0-2, a gutsy take right there, but it goes his way. It did miss outside, but looked a lot closer. One-two count, trying to fight back after falling 0-2 in his first SwampBat at bat. Tried to give him the go on the back foot, and he's fought back, evened it up. It's a great pitch from McKnight right there on the 1-2 with the righty-righty. Tried to get him to go downstairs. At a curveball. Now it's a 2-2 count. Need your best stuff here. Hawk, oh, chin music, gets out of the way. 90 nearly to the head. So an 0-2 with 2 big swings and misses turns to a 3-2 with 3 not close. Now delivers that one in the dirt as well, and what a way to fight back. 2-out walk from Austin Hawk. 0-2 to a free bag.
And no one really talks about it, but when you have a pitch come up there close to your head, it rattles you. And you see there, Hawk, great job maintaining his composure, reading the next pitch out of the hands of McKnight, seeing it's going to be outside, and has the composure to lay off of it as well.
You saw him turn around and just kind of laugh a little bit, like, okay, we're going to do this, as Alisea takes the first pitch down low for ball 1 and pulled the bunt back. Hawk had a nice lead at first on the first pitch of this AB. See if he takes it here. Alisea's got a lot of room down the right field line where he just hit. A nice single off the edge of the bat. Hawk will take off. That one's called for a strike. The throw down is perfect. The tag just missed him, and Hawk gets in there with a stolen bag. You couldn't paint that throw any better from McAndrews.
McAndrews known for his arm behind home plate, and that one was on a dot. But the great base running, an excellent jump by Hawk, and now he's in scoring position.
Alex Alisea's 3rd stolen bag on the year. He's got 3, the rest of the team's got 4. That one's high in the air, veering towards foul territory. It'll fall right between Wilson, Zions, and Head, and we will all retract back as Hawk was already at home plate.
If that was 2 feet in any direction, it was going to be the final out of the inning, but just found the one dead spot between the shortstop in Harrison Wilson, the third baseman in Tristan Head, and the left fielder in Zach Zions.
Alex Alisea gets another life, and we talked about it with McAndrews. He got an extra life on a ball that he just got a piece of, made him pay with a beautiful walk that ignited the rally to tie this game up. Can Alisea do the same? 2-1 pitches kicked in the dirt, bounced and blocked by McAndrews to keep Hawk at second, but a favorable hitter's count with a dangerous bat on deck.
Now you got to think that McKnight's going to have to attack him with a comfortable fastball, trying to keep it in on the hands of Alisea. I apologize.
3-1 fastball outside, and just like that, 2 away, back-to-back walks, brings up Joe Jakonski. And we are going to get a conference at the mound, and this is just a dangerous situation, especially when you got a bat the quality, and that's been as scorching as double 3s in Purple.
Now you have your pitching coach in Mason Fioli going out there to talk to McKnight, but if you're a pitcher, you have a wish list going into the game. Probably at the top of it is for Jakonski to not come up with 2 runners on. I mean, just such a dangerous bat, and one that really stands out to you on the scouting report, as the numbers really just do speak for themselves. Coming into this one again, a batting average of .625, slugging of .1500. I mean, these are just numbers that pitchers see in their nightmares.
Those numbers have only gone up as he's 1 for 1 with an RBI double that opened the scoring just 2 batters into this game. The conference is over. The infield returns to their normal positions, and Bryce McKnight needs to control himself here on the mound.
You also really have to attack Jakonski as well. He's drawn 7 walks this season, so not someone that you can kind of paint around the strike zone, get him to swing out of his comfort zone. He is such a composed batter.
Need to attack at the same time, because look who's on deck. It's Andrew Wiggins, who had an uncomfortable first AB, but we know what he's capable of. Snatch back, throw to second on the pickoff attempt. Almost froze him at second base, but Hawk gets back in time.
That's something that you could really expect, is that pickoff back to second. You had the whole infield come in for that conference, and just even trying to get out of it by getting that lead runner.
Hawk is dancing over at second base. This one's up the middle off the edge of the bat by Jakonski. It's going to be fielded off a hop and a diving tag at second. What a play by Pate. And just like that, the home run from Brett House puts Keene back up top, but back-to-back walks bailed out by the defense. What a play from Pate. 2-1 Keene leads. We go to the 3rd inning of action here on ESPN Plus.
This is a new one. It is leapfrog. Everyone knows the rules to leapfrog. Our finish line will be Ribby. Fans, let's give our contestants a round of applause. a great job. No injuries yet. That's all that matters. Highly competitive race here. Wow, coming down to the wire. Anyone's game. Keep going, keep going. Ribby's waiting. And we have a winner. Great job, everyone.
The crowd remains solid here at Alumni Field as Keene has taken the 2-1 lead off a solo shot from Brett House that went 380, 3 8". The choice of Major League All-Stars is now the official batting glove of the New England League. Bruce Bolt. Bruce Bolt batting gloves are handmade by skilled craftsmen using 100% real Cabretta leather. The stitching, materials, and unique design make these best fitting, most durable batting gloves in baseball. For more information, visit brucebolt.us. That's brucebolt.us. And that home run by Brett House. That home run was brought to you by Bruce Bolt, the official batting gloves of the New England League. We return for the third inning of action, and it's been a back and forth contest. 1 run put up in every half, but the top half of the first where Ocean State was retired in order. They answered last time from the Keene 1-run lead. Can they do it again?
That is the question. We'll have to wait and see, and we'll see what Harrison Wilson can do to respond after his first inning strikeout. It's been a very exciting game.
It's going to be Wilson head, and then the cleanup hitter head as that one's over at third base. Molinaro, high throw, but that's why you have a 6'5" first baseman. There's one away.
Large target over there in Alex Calarco. Pretty simple task to hit him from anywhere in the infield where you have that big of a target.
You miss a 6'5" target at first base, there's something seriously wrong, and that brings up the 3-hole hitter Tristan Head and Donovan Cash with one of the only 2 hits of the day for Ocean State. The single and came around to score last inning, moves into the on-deck circle. So Bean, 1 pitch, 1 out. The next with the chopper. Alisea off balance throw. Calarco in the base path. What a dodge from Head to get on first. He dives back as he thought he went into fair territory. Wow. That's such a tough play for Alisea to make on a weird hop off the bump. Led Calarco into the base path. We'll see what they score. It looks like a single. And I have to agree, that's not a routine play for a second baseman. What an effort from Calarco, but you gotta give props to Tristan Head on that one to get out of the way.
I mean, the first feat is the original dodge. The second is to stay on your feet. I mean, he was horizontal in air, did a little bit of a karaoke to get himself back on stride, and then dives back onto first as he does there on the pickoff attempt. But what a play on either side from Alisea in second and from Head on the base paths.
Does have a pretty nice lead over there at first. Will he take off here and try to get in scoring position for Donovan Cash? They tried to get him again. Looked like he was a little frozen, but he gets back in time as both times there's been no tag attempts from Calarco.
That guy who's stolen 1 base through the first 4 games of this 2024 season. So the speed's certainly there.
That fastball's taken for a strike at 88 miles an hour. And it's an 0-1 count quickly to Donovan Cash, who had a pretty nice single quickly in his first AB. And still with a nice lead over on first. They check him again, the first tag attempt from Calarco on the third pickoff attempt. Back in there safely is Tristan Head.
Might be the last pickoff attempt we see, at least in this at-bat. Does have some speed, but only 1 stolen base, not the speed you're checking over 5 times in an at-bat for.
High and outside on the fastball evens the count. He's just got such a big lead that Bean is making sure he keeps that in his mind, because only 1 stolen base, you say, but not often do you see a guy who's probably not taken off have that big of a lead and look that ready to take off. As another fastball upstairs left off. 0-1 goes to a 2-1.
Well, Sean, it really just is the mind games, isn't it? Even if you're not going to take off, if you know that you're going to be able to get back to first base, if the pickoff attempt does come, why not lead off? Why not put yourself on Jacob Bean's mind?
He's been on it greatly as that breaking ball misses inside, and the 0-1 turns to a 3-1 count.
Now here you see the mind games maybe showing their ugly head here for Jacob Bean. 2 straight misses after the pickoff attempts.
Gotta fight back. That one wasn't really remotely close. 3-1 as he checks the runner at first again. Now delivers a fastball chopped on the third base line, just on the left side of the bag and foul. Count runs full. This part of the order has been pretty dangerous. Tristan Head obviously with that nice single. Diamond Cash is 1 for 1 and has worked this count full. And on deck, Aaron Walton's 0 for 1, but had a 99 exit velo on his line out. They try to freeze him again, almost did, as he looked like he was leaning to take another half step before the pickoff attempt, but in safely. Now a payoff pitch coming up from Bean. He checks the runner one last time, now delivers. That one's hammered down the left field line. It will fall in fair territory right in front of Jakonski. He can't barehand it, goes to the wall. Runner around second, goes to third at the one-hopper. He slides in safely and give the double, and Tristan Head third base. Second and third with just 1 out.
Cash did that twice last game, launching 2 doubles against the Steeple Cats. This time he gets his first double of the evening, his second base hit overall. And the last time he got on base, he came around to score. The Waves hoping to continue history as Aaron Walton, the center fielder, comes up.
Talked about it, the 99 exit velo on his line out back in the second inning for the first out of that eventual inning where Ocean State tied it up. This one's hammered to the right center gap. Wiggins going back. That one hits the wall and bounces off. It'll score 2 a long round around first, but he'll stay there. A 2 RBI single, and Ocean State has their first lead of the game here in the top of the third.
They go back to last inning in the second. It was Walton cracking a ball 99 miles an hour right into the glove of Jakonski, though. This time, another great 99-mile-an-hour exit velocity strike from the center fielder, this time into center field, and it lands and scores 2 runs in the process.
Now brings up Eric Fernandez, who popped up in the left field his last time up, takes ball 1. Eyeing the bullpen over there down the first base line to see if we see any action. Doesn't look like there appears to be some stretching, but no one getting hot yet. Jaden Varner is moving around. Saw him at Mystic on the road. Is eligible to go. The 2-0 count now as Bean just looks a little shaken up after Walton goes back-to-back at bats with 99 exit velo. Now John Nowak's gonna have a word with his young right-handed arm.
It'll be interesting to see how Bean handles the runner on first. We saw multiple checkovers to to Head on first base in the last at-bat before the base hit launched into center. And now you have the team leader in steals in Walton standing on on first. 3 steals on first.
It would make sense to check him. He hasn't checked him once yet. He's keeping an eye. Has not offered over to first base in his approach to Eric Fernandez, the DH, at the dish.
He's done a little peek over the shoulder a few times, but
hasn't offered over, which is a little odd, you'd think, as with how many times he offered over when Tristan Head got a 1-out single to start out this scoring.
Watch the back foot.
Walton will take off on command. That one's popped up in the left field. He'll have to retract. He hits the brakes in the middle of the base patch. Jakonski camps under, makes the grab, and Walton well in time, going back to first. There's 2 away.
Hit and run doesn't go to plan as Fernandez gets under it. And it was another pitch in which he was maybe expecting a full fastball. That one had just a bit off it, coming in at 88 miles an hour.
Brings up Thomas McAndrews, who worked that beautiful long AB walk in his first time up. And no batting gloves. Catcher settles in still with Walton on first, trying to extend the inning. First pitch upstairs, 88 out of the zone.
Has those beautiful batting gloves in his back pocket.
Selfies promo right there.
Why not?
Gotta give our love to Bruce Bolt here in the NECBL. And that one he wears. A hit by pitch. Walton goes to second, and first and second now brings up the 7th batter of the inning for the 2nd inning in a row. Zach Plashard up to the plate. He also walked his last time up, so for Thomas McAndrews, who now stands at first base, a nice walk, and then a hit by pitch. We only saw 2 pitches.
For Plaster, he really is just trying to extend this at-bat as long as he can. It's something that he has been terrific at all season long.
Takes a big swing and a miss at the first pitch, reading at 88 miles an hour. Just out of the zone on the upside, looked like. Got him at the letters, and those are the pitches that just look so tempting as a hitter. Fastballs upstairs, they look like beach balls coming out of the hand. Keene keeping a close eye on Walton at second. That fastball finds the zone again. And quickly up 0-2. Now you got a lot of opportunities and a lot of ammo to play with.
Well, now I think you go low and away and try to get Plaster to take a long look at it and try and tempt him into taking a pitch he probably shouldn't swing at.
0-2 count, speed at second base. If this one's hitting the outfield, it could definitely be another run. It will be hitting the outfield, but not very hard. Hawk veering over, Jakonski moving in. Hawk calls him off and makes the catch in shallow left field. 7 batters, 3 hits, and 2 runs come off the bat of Aaron Walton. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Ocean State with their first lead of the day.
What I'm looking for in a bank is one that's looking out for me, like NBT. I want a relationship and a team that supports me and my dreams, like NBT. And let's face it, life can get challenging. I need a bank that's focused on me. They've been rated tops in all the things that matter, like trust, customer service, and financial advice. So when I need a bank I can trust, it's always NBT and me.
Rondé Barber here. Being in the NFL for 16 years, I've dealt with my fair share of bumps and bruises. But typical ice packs never stayed cold long enough, were messy, and inconvenient. HurtSkirt offers the same long-lasting treatment as ice does, but without the hassle. HurtSkirt uses no antifreeze chemicals, ensuring that panels freeze solid and stay colder for longer. Drop the ice, skirt the hurt. Use code BARBER20 for 20% off and free shipping at hurtskirt.com.
Whether you're an island resident or planning a summer getaway, the fastest way to get to the Cape and the islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. It's Bryce McKnight again onto the mound, and his offense now has given him a lead off a beautiful 99-mile-an-hour exit velo single into right center field by Aaron Walton.
We'll see how Bryce McKnight fares in this 3rd inning of action. He got into a bit of trouble in both innings, letting up the single and then a double in the first. And then the second batter of the 2nd inning, he allows the homer from House to travel into the parking lot in left center field. And now hoping for a bit more of a seamless attempt at inning number 3 and protecting their first lead of the ballgame.
And he's got the part of the order that for most ball clubs and most managers making their sheet is the part you want. The meat and potatoes, 3, 4, 5 due up. The last 2 games have been non-existent for this part of the order or whatever. Array of players put in the lineup has not had success. It's Andrew Wiggins, Ripken Reese, and Bryce Molinaro today. They are 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Wiggins takes the first pitch out of the zone for ball 1. He struck out looking in his first at-bat of the summer.
And now, Sean, it seems like you know baseball fairly well for a hitter that really just seems like they have everything in Wiggins. For McKnight, how do you attack him?
With a righty-lefty matchup especially, you want to get up in the count, then be able to try the backdoor breaking ball, but 2-0, this is dangerous. You do not want to throw him a fastball that's down the heart of the plate. Got the fastball perfectly placed at the knees for strike 1 to fight back.
And now with a fastball, you're catching the zone. The question for McKnight is, do you re-attack with that fastball, or do you mix in an off-speed pitch and try and get Wiggins in front of it?
You do not want another leadoff base runner. Wiggins rolls over that one. It's going over to short and easily retired by Wilson. A beautiful display of pitching after falling down 2-0. Gave him 86 just on the outside of the zone. It looked like teetering, with the outside of home plate. And Wiggins just reaches over, rolls over it. An easy play at short, rushing in for Wilson. Brings up Ripken Reese to the plate. 2 for 5 last game on the road. Takes strike 1 right there. He's 0 for 1 today with a fly out to left field. This part of the order, remember, went 1, 2, 3 after the leadoff hit and single and double by Alisette and Jakonski back to back in the first. There's a 1-1 pitch, or a 1-1 count now as that pitch in the dirt. Reese has been really good defensively too today. At the catcher spot, a few big blocks and a few big picks as he takes that one in the zone. Excuse me, no, out of the zone, they'll say. Looked very close out of the hand with 2-1. For McKnight, it's almost seemed like he's been better out of the stretch today in his 2 innings of work, trying to avoid a base runner as that one not even close on the swing. Reese took a nice hack, but it evens the count up at 2-2. Bryce Molinaro, the third baseman, settles on deck. He also strike out back in the first inning to Bryce McKnight. 2-2, he kicks and delivers and wears it on the outside leg. Ripken Reese on a 2-strike count, gets on base. It doesn't matter how, just matters that you get on. And hitting coach Casey O'Brien always likes to express, I really value base runners in any way possible. I don't care how, and you see him right now chatting it up with Ripken Reese over at first base, telling him, hey, you got on base. That's all I ask you to do.
You definitely see the strategy going into the batter's box. Sometimes you'll see some of those guys evade that pitch in on the hands. Not Ripken Reese wears that one with pride. It'll show off the black and blue tomorrow morning.
Another one inside, this time to the right-handed Bryce Molinaro. That one gets him out of the box for a 1-0 count. Molinaro on the season only has 3 hits, hitting just above 250, but has a homer and a double as part of those 3 hits. Takes a big swing at that one in the lower part of the zone and goes right through it.
Hit 8 homers at Penn State this past season, and we were talking before, he hit quite a big one late in the season.
Possibly the greatest at-bat and the biggest at-bat in Penn State baseball history against Michigan. The grand slam that will be remembered forever by Nittany Lions fans as he fouls that one off on the top side of the lumber. And go 1-2.
Had a great season. Didn't play his freshman year at St. John's. Transfers to Penn State as a redshirt freshman. Batted .348 in 41 games, 36 ribbies, 8 homers. Just a powerful bat in his first year of collegiate baseball.
Runner takes off from first. That one a bouncer and no throw opportunity for McAndrews as he just had to keep it in front of him. It'll go down to the stolen bag for Ripken Reese. Now he's in scoring position with still just 1 away. Alex Calarco standing on deck, so 5-6 right now with Molinaro and Calarco, 2 strikeout victims of Bryce McKnight. He's teetering with another one to Molinaro, but that one low and the count runs full. Gotta be careful here. It's the one thing with the SwampBat lineup, up and down home run power. Alex Calarco, mega home run power. We've already seen it from Brett House, who currently stands in the hole. Molinaro also has one on the young season. Another one down low and a 1-2, sees 3 straight pitches, bounce to the plate. Molinaro takes a walk, a hit by pitch and a walk. Is first and second with still just 1 out. Gotta think right now, if you're Ocean State, you go talk to your arm after he just completely gave Molinaro first base.
You have to wonder, because going to the mound too many times can almost do the opposite. It can make your pitcher feel more insecure up there on the hill. They've already visited him once. I think they let him sit there for a bit longer before dressing.
Calarco gets a bat on it. It's deep to left center field, veering back to the track, and it could be doubled up at second. He will! Zion's a cannon and a misread off the bat from Ripken Reese. Mark it a 7-6 double play. Inning ender and a gut punch as we go to the 4th. Threatening with first and second and 1 away, and one of the more unorthodox double plays sends Keene back into the field. We go to the 4th, Ocean State on top.
We come back to Alumni Field in a 3-2 ball game that saw the third inning ending by a wild and unusual 7-6 double play after Zach Zions gunned down the runner at second on the tag up. Welcome back to Keene. I'm Aiden Garvey. Alongside me is Sean Massa. And we have 6 more beautiful innings, at least 6 more beautiful innings of baseball on hand from Southern New Hampshire.
Make sure you say the word at least with how this game's been going, the back and forth action we're getting. I mean, would not be surprised. This is the first extra innings game that Keene's played all summer if we get to the point in time in the 9th, because, oh my goodness, are these two teams just battling it out through 3. I mean, we've seen lead changes, we've seen dramatic double plays, we've seen big defense, and we've seen hard hit baseballs all around.
We almost saw an extra innings bout for the Waves in Mystic 2 games ago, as they were down at 6-0, clawed all the way back to 6-5, just could not drive in that final run. And we'll start with the 9-hole hitter for the Waves, and Greg Bate drove in a run with a single back in the second. Now he comes up for his second at bat in the 4th.
He got a really good piece of that ball too in his first at bat. Obviously, it was a big time single to tie the game up at the time. And now he got him basically leading off in the 9 spot, top of the order, set to roll over.
Just missing the outside portion of the plate to Pate. Good eye there, brings it to a 2-0 count.
It's going to be it's a big at bat. Obviously, the top of the order has been, aside from Zach Lyons, who has had a really good day hitting the ball. I mean, they haven't been loud, but still, you know what they can do.
That one shot out towards center field. Underneath it is Wiggins, and that'll go down as the first out of this top of the 4th.
You know, and the interesting thing I'm looking at is every time the ball's been hit to center field, looking at my scorebook here, they've been well hit lineouts, and I mean, there's no exception on that one. Just 81 off the bat, but still the angle wasn't very much. It was just dead straight, and Wiggins just got a great jump off it to make the play.
Definitely a stud out there in center field is Andrew Wiggins. There's a reason he was drafted 37th overall out of high school. Elected to go to college at the University of Indiana. Zions takes a hard cut at the first pitch for strike 1. 77 out of the arm of Bean, and Zions early on that one. And that one's up by the letters, and he'll take that one to even up the count.
Yeah, I know you're thinking right now. I know what everyone's thinking, and gotta be Lyons right now in his head saying, "I gotta get on here," as he had that massive line out right center field that was caught by Wiggins with the bases loaded. That
Zions took the stride, thought he had ball 2. Instead, home plate umpire Sam Finn says strike 2.
It's a big inning for Bean. He's been in a lot of trouble. You need a quick one here in the 4th.
Bean waves off the first pitch suggestion, takes the second, throws it past. We're going to say it hit Zions on the foot, actually, and he'll take first base.
And you can see Bean throwing up his hands and now looking at the home plate umpire here in Sam Finn and saying, really? It got a piece. It just kind of looked like it skipped right by, but just got away from him. And that's tough to lose a 2-strike count and a hefty pitcher's count to just a nicked by hit by pitch.
So that brings up the shortstop in Wilson. He's 0 for 2 on the evening. Struck out swinging in the first, grounded out to the third baseman on a terrific throw over. Back in the 3rd is the pickoff attempt to nab Zions at first is unsuccessful. We've seen a lot of pickoff attempts towards first base from Jacob Bean. None have been successful so far.
Yeah, it looks like there is an arm now moving up and throwing around. It looks like Jaden Varner, possibly the lefty.
Runner does go up high on Wilson. Throw is going to be in time. They get Zions at second. Zions pleading his case. Umpire won't listen. And that's the second out of this top of the 4th. A beautiful throw by Ripken Reese from behind home plate.
Big time from Reese, and that's the first caught steal. That's the first runner thrown out by a catcher in purple this year. I know it's just 5 games in now, but that's big because the scouting report through the first 3 minimum games were, hey, we can run on these guys.
Now we go back to Wilson in the batter's box as he'll take a ball there.
Now, if you're Jacob Bean, that's confidence. Your catcher just bailed you out after the hit by pitch, and you can thank him, and now you just attack.
That one just missing inside to Wilson. And now you've got to think he'll have the red light.
Have to assume.
3-0 count. Unless it's the pitch of his dreams, the bat should remain on the shoulders of Wilson as Bean deals, and that one's high, and Wilson has a 4-pitch walk.
And I think what could have been, if you're both sides, for Ocean State, if you don't send Zions, you're first and second with one away, and if you're Keene, you're thanking the heavens that they sent Zions and that Ripken Reese was able to get you. As Sean McKenna's coming up, and we might see the Kent State handoff with the lefty, looks like Jaden Varner in the bullpen.
We just may.
I just wonder, could this be it? And I think Varner's still throwing. He hasn't stopped yet. And I got to see if we're going to see Bean hand the ball off. He's been really good, and he will. I mean, that's a solid outing. It's a loud outing. He had a lot of trouble, but you're not really going to complain with that because he had a few get away from him, but he was really good.
We will head to break quickly and see the new Keene arm on the other side. We'll be right back. 3-2 Waves.
Relative caregivers in Cheshire County. Don't forget to visit the hospital services booth. Get your face covered and talk to someone about how you can make a difference by becoming a New Hampshire foster parent. Attention please, now pitching from SwampBats from Kent State University. Number 18, Jaden Bonner.
Alumni Field is the site for the first pitching change of the evening. It's the left-hander, Jaden Varner, the product of Kent State.
Yeah, and Varner, people rave about his breaking ball for a reason. We saw him for the first time on the road at Mystic 2 days ago, and he came in at the end of the game with a hefty lead and pitched great. 2 innings pitched. He went 6 up, 6 down with 2 nasty strikeouts on disgusting breaking balls. And he only stands at 5'8". He doesn't throw gas, but I mean, you're looking at him right now, a warm-up. He trusts his breaking ball. It's really good, and there's a reason Kent State petitioned so hard for a guy who had a 6 ERA in limited time this year to come to the NECBL, and that's because his stuff is really, really good.
Oh, so far with Keene, 2 innings pitched, no earned runs allowed. That came in 1 appearance, and through those 2 innings, he waived 2 batters.
So good in 2023 at Kent State. He's kind of had a rough year this year going in his limited time, but I mean, you look at 2023, he was unreal. At a 1.42 ERA in 9 appearances through 16 innings. This year had a little bit of a road bump, but you know what? Sometimes that happens, and there's a reason he's here, and it's a big spot.
Well, with 2 away, he faces a strong batter in Tristan Head, who's already singled and scored this evening. Runner goes towards second. Head takes throw over to second, is not in time, can't get the runner that time, as it's Wilson taking second base and putting himself in scoring position with 2 away here in the 4th.
Yeah, that's a really tough one because if you're behind the plate and you're Reese, the throws on the money, it was literally to the perfect spot. All Alice had to do was close the mitt, and the runner ran right in. It's just Varner was really slow to the plate right there. That's a good job. It's taken off right away.
It's the first stolen base for Wilson in 2024 in the NECBL as ball 1 is fired in there towards Head. Head awaits the lefty. The 1-2. Inside, hit the foot of Head. Head is in pain as he falls down in front of home plate. That one caught him on the top of the right shoe, and he'll get up quickly and jog over towards first base. So now runners on first and second for Ocean State with 2 away, and that brings up the hot bat of Donovan Cash. A single and a double this evening for Cash. He scored on both of those trips.
Yeah, this is not the guy you want up right here. If you're Varner, forget about the 2 on. You're obviously can't necessarily forget, but forget about them on. You have to just attack. It's righty-lefty, but if you can get up early in this count, then you can try to go to the breaking balls and get him to go fishing, but you cannot find yourself below and find yourself in a must-have fastball.
Cash evades the pitch in at the knees. That one's 77 out of the hand of Varner on the breaking ball.
Yeah, this has to be a strike. If you fall down 2-0, Cash is going to sit fastball, and Varner doesn't throw fast anyways, so it's a dangerous, dangerous position to be in possibly.
The 1-0. That one does catch the zone on the outside portion of the plate. 86 miles an hour is the fastball out of the hand of Varner. It's 1-1 now with 2 away.
And that's what I meant right there, because it is a 2-0 fastball where Cash is probably sitting on it. 86 is not going to really fool him.
That one in towards the feet of Cash, so they go inside, outside, inside. Now Cash sits in a 2-1 count in a favorable lefty-righty matchup for the batter.
That's a great discipline, too, because that thing ran arm side, and I mean, it's one of those pitches that looks like it's going to be right in your wheelhouse where you can golf swing it to the outfield, but good job leaving it, because it did just absolutely fall off a cliff.
No Giancarlo Stanton-esque swing there, as that one just outside, and that moves at 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but if you're Varner right here, you have to be careful. You cannot leave something over the middle for Cash, and I mean, Walton on deck isn't much better with 299 exit velos and a pair of RBIs.
3-1 count for sure. Strike is only one. Cash is going to swing on as that one is low and inside. That'll be ball 4, and the bases are now loaded for the Ocean State Waves.
Yeah, this is dangerous right here. If you're Keene, that was the first 0 your offense put up in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. It was the first time that you didn't get a run across, and you still had danger with a 1-out hit by pitch and then a walk to follow. Just a mental lapse got you out of it, and right now, if you're Varner, this is huge. You look at moments later in games, you say that changed the game. This could be that if Varner gets out of this, or if Walton does what he's done all day and barrels one.
And now it's Walton who put the Waves ahead up in the 3rd. A 2 RBI single from the center fielder. And he has bases loaded with 2 away here. Waves need a smart at-bat from Walton. Golf swing at a low inside pitch comes up empty, 0-1.
Yeah, I mean, that's one that looks like, as a righty coming out of the left hand, looks like you can turn on and send a deep left field. And that's one of those breaking balls from Varner that is why he's so highly touted, especially by his coaching staff back at Kent State.
The 0-1 fouled off by Walton, and now he's in an 0-2 hole. We've seen some Waves battle back out of 0-2 counts to a full count. Maybe we see it here, maybe not.
If I'm Varner, I'm going for the back foot right here. I'm trying to get Walton on one leg and with an ugly swing. I want something that not only gets out of this, but gives my team a little momentum.
That one, backwards K. Walton goes down looking, and Varner gets out of the inning. Bases loaded, no problem for Keene. 3-2, though, still in favor of the Waves. Back at Alumni Field, 3-2 the score in favor of the Ocean State Waves. And a new arm on the mound for the Waves. It's number 9, A.J. Jones, the rising sophomore out of the University of Rhode Island. He's thrown 1 1/3 innings so far this season. No earned runs allowed, coming over 1 appearance.
Yeah, I mean, he's had those flashes, as almost every young arm has. I mean, it looked amazing out of the gate. He struck out the side in his debut back on February 19th, and he struck out 4 in 2 perfect innings at Texas A&M back in early March. And then he had that quality start at St. Joseph's in April, and it was just rocky, as you expect from a young arm, but the stuff is there. You know it, and this is a name that you might hear come up for the University of Rhode Island soon as a big one at that.
Well, going to the University of Rhode Island, I had the privilege of watching A.J. Jones a few times, and you do really see those flashes of just natural talent coming from the right-hander. He stands 6 feet tall, 185 pounds, and certainly a lot of room to grow for the Rhode Island native out of Warren, Rhode Island. Stayed home in his home state to play summer ball after his first season of collegiate action. And he's got a tough batter to face right out of the gate. It's the man that went yard back in the second, a left center blast from Brett House. And he'll try to repeat history here now in the fourth.
And right now, if you're Keene, going back to the dugout right there, you should be electrified. Jaden Varner comes out of the bullpen in a tough spot. A walk loads the bases. That's not very fun. But then he attacks Aaron Walton, who had 299 exit velos off Jake Bean. 3 pitches and gets him down looking, and that's just huge. I mentioned it once already to you, Aiden. There's moments you look back at and say, that changed the game. That very well could be a moment. Bases loaded, up 1, 2 outs, new arm that just struggled and walked the first batter he saw, and you have a favorable lefty-righty with a bat that's feeling it, and then he goes 1, 2, 3 in the at-bat and gets a backward strikeout. Now, if you're Keene, if your offense can answer, that's just even more momentum. You have to gut punch them back.
Gut punch is the goal for Brett House, facing a younger arm on the mound. We'll see what Jones has to offer. His first pitch is high for a ball.
Yeah, and one thing you like to say, you like to bring up with young bats, especially like Brett House, is they haven't seen college pitching. Some of the first pitching they see after not playing the freshman year is in summer ball. Well, now he's facing an arm that's semi the same way.
Rising sophomore on rising sophomore, second pitch inside.
That was a really, really good pitch. I mean, it just fell off a cliff. It looked like it was going to hang right there for House to just turn on at the belt. I mean, it falls just out of the zone, but you're seeing the stuff already. It's just it hasn't been located.
That one a hefty cut on a low fastball from House. That one soared back behind home plate, and that's the first pitch, the first strike of this at-bat. Third pitch, first strike.
Yeah, just missed it, just right in the wheelhouse of House, ironically, but you know he wants that one back.
That one, a fast fastball from Jones, comparing to a breaking ball in the low 70s. That one was in the high 80s.
I mean, the fastball's been there. He hasn't located the 2 breaking balls he threw yet, but these 2 fastballs have been perfectly placed.
You go 71 to 89. It's a tough adjustment for House. The 2-2 on the way. That one bouncing off home plate, and that works a full count.
Same story. That's a breaking ball. That's now in this 3-2 count. The 2 strikes are fastballs. The 3 balls are breaking balls. If I'm House, I'm picking a spot, and I am sitting on 88 miles an hour. And if he sits there and gets the pitch in the spot that he thinks it's going to be at, this ball's not landing, as we've seen.
Seems like a good strategy, Sean. We'll see if House employs it. Jones deals. House connects, dribbles it over to head at third, throws over to Cash at first in time for out number 1.
Yeah, he's just on top of it. He was feeling at the belt, got it at the knees, and just rolled over top of it. The barrel pattern wasn't great right there, and it's a good AB to start out, but that's got to feel good if you're on the mound right now. To be the first hitter you face, the man who has a home run, and then to battle like that.
The next batter is Keene. He lined out to center back in the second. It was a beautiful sliding catch from Aaron Walton to retire him. And now with 1 away, he'll step back up here in the bottom of the fourth as that pitch misses for ball 1.
Yeah, Keene was really good last game on the road. He was 0 for 3 to start. Didn't really see the ball well, but then gets a single, comes on to score, and then has a monster homer in the 9th. And it's a name that you really want to wake up. In the last 2 games, he has 4 hits, and he can wake up for Keene.
That one cracked high towards right field. Plashard under it on the run, and that's out number 2. A hard ball to judge. It was super high, and Plashard was shifted a little bit towards right center away from it. but ranges his way under and puts that one away for 2.
That's a major league pop-out right there. That thing went a mile high, and I mean, that's a tough one to read. You saw from Plasher, he started veering towards the corner. He might have thought it was going to carry more towards the track, and the last minute kind of had to take 2 steps in front of him. It's a good read and a tough one at that.
Now Austin Hawk in the right-handed batter's box, walked back in the second and stole second base, trying to get back on base here in the 4th.
If you remember his walk, it was 0-2, and then he worked it all the way back. It was a beautiful piece of hitting.
That one low, but a good job by McAndrews to adjust. 2-0 now as we have our first signs of sunshine here in Keene, as the tall pine trees in center getting some UV rays here late in the day. That one high.
Now, luckily for us, the sun's behind us here in the press box, so it isn't beaming in on us and heating our computers, heating the equipment, but it looks for a nice, beautiful set on those trees.
That one inside. 4-pitch walk. We're actually going to say that's a strike. It was a subtle sign given by home plate umpire Sam Finn, but that keeps the at-bat alive. I thought that was going to be a walk.
I think everyone in this arena did.
That one definitely ball 4 as Hawk takes first base and the second walk overall for the evening.
Yeah, not going to say anything, but sometimes, you know, if the baseball gods go against you on one pitch, they're going to go with you on the next, and that was Hawk. Eventually, the inevitable could not be prolonged. It was a 3-0 count, and then that one wasn't even close. So big 2-out walk, and now it's top of the order, and you like it for the 3rd time.
He's a contact man at its truest definition. Alex Alisea pops that one up, and nobody able to make a play on it, as Head took the biggest effort at it, but was not able to stay inside the playing area, and that goes as strike 1.
Right now, if you're Alisea, that's got to be a little sigh of relief. You saw him after he hit that ball straight in the air. He turned around and just kind of took 2 steps towards the dugout, and then you saw the on-deck man, Joe DeConsti, say, no, you might be okay. And now you get an extra life, and it's when you get those extra lives, you have to make them pay, and he did just that at his first AB in the 1st inning.
A pop-up that caused him to hold his breath. He takes the second pitch for ball 1. Now the count's even with 2 away and a runner on first.
Yeah, and I mean, this is important right here if you're on the mound for Jones. If you put a man on first and second or first and third, if this one's a base hit into the outfield, Joe Jaconski comes to the plate. And not every day do you get Joe Jaconski out like you did last time.
Runner goes towards second. McAndrews throws. Bouncer is going to be not in time. There's a beautiful slide by Hawk to grab second base. He appears to have maybe jammed his finger as he's walking it off. I think he jammed his right thumb on the second base bag. Wilson making sure he's all right, handing him back his helmet.
And that's basically a pitch out. That's a fastball up and outside, and that's almost the perfect pitch you can throw there. Obviously, you don't like the count being 2-1 now, but if someone would have told you before the AB that Hawk was going to go, if you're not allowed to pick off, the next best thing is a fastball high and away. And almost gunned him was McAndrews, a perfect hopper.
Yeah. 2-1 from Jones. That one a breaking ball catching the zone, evened up at 2-2, and if you want consistency, Hawk is your man. 2 at-bats today. 2 plate appearances, no technical at-bats. A walk and a stolen second base in either plate appearance.
He was stranded at second last time, too, so see if we can get him crossed.
That one a hardy cut, and that one will be a repeat of history. Hawk stranded at second base. No runs coming across on either side in the 4th. We'll be right back from Alumni Field.
A SwampBat Classic. We got Dizzy back. The contestants will spin on the bat 10 times and then try to run to Ribby without falling over. Are we ready, contestants? Maybe. Soon. All right, 3, 2, 1, go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, go, 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 go! One race, and job, everyone.
A level of consistency remains here in the top of the fifth. Varner still on the mound for the Keene SwampBats in this 3-2 game with the road combatants in the Ocean State Waves on top. I'm Aiden Garvey. Alongside me is Sean Massa. It's the NECBL on ESPN Plus. After a scoreless fourth inning for either side, it's Fernandez, McAndrews, and Plashert, the 1-2-3 up for the Waves. Waves trying to get some insurance here in the middle innings, and Keene trying to stop them. As simple a recipe as you will find. Starts with Eric Fernandez, who has 2 flyouts to left, both caught by Joe Jakonski. That one on the inner portion of the plate called strike 1.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to find a good barrel yet in his swings. They've both kind of been bloopers out to left field that Jakonski's had to run very far in to get. So right now, if you're the Ocean State staff, you're just looking for something.
That one too low for Sam Finn to call a strike, as that evens it up at 1-1.
It's a great leave.
77 miles an hour out of the hands of Jaden Varner. That breaking ball coming across a left-handed batter like the one you saw there gets him to go. 76 there. Just so hard to hold up on an off-speed pitch like that, especially when it's breaking across your body.
Front doors are insane right there, Aiden. I mean, that one would have hit someone in the right-hand box. That's how good that breaking ball was horizontally.
That one made contact with flown out over our heads as our press box is positioned on the third base side. And that keeps the count stagnant at 1-2.
I'm Varner. I'm going right back to the front door breaking ball right here, trying to get him off balance again.
It ends up being a fastball inside, and the pull away of the midsection of Fernandez keeps his body without black and blue. It's 2-2.
Changed the eye level, you've changed the balance. Now got him going inside. Front door slider, I'm telling you.
There it is. It's a backwards K. Sean Massa called it. And that's the first out of this top of the fifth.
You know, I'm not going to act like I played a high level of baseball, but I was a catcher, so I understand pitch mix and how those work. And I was just feeling it right there. Varner got big 2 swings on sliders low and away in the lefty-lefty matchup. And I mean, that's a perfect execution right there.
Me personally, my baseball career extinguished in the early teenage years, although I was a 3-time Little League All-Star.
Something.
There's something on the resume. I didn't get this job without anything on my back. Now it's McAndrews, who has gotten on in both plate appearances. No hits, though. A walk in the second and a hit by pitch in the third. So that one's low for ball 1. One away to number 44. As that one's inside for ball 2.
Yes, we talked about the lefty-lefty, the breaking balls that start in the middle and then veer away into the other box. For a righty, they start in the middle and then just eventually they're going to hit you, it seems. And that's exactly what happened there. He started his swing and then was able to hold back. That's good discipline.
That one cracked and flown foul on the first base side, and that is kind of the dangerous battle of a heavy horizontal breaking ball for a left-handed pitcher. If you're going against a lefty, it's either coming a front door or it's going away from them, and that's a bit more safe. However, if you start this pitch out too far outside, it's going to drift right into the batter's box, right into the strike zone, I should say, for McAndrews. As that one's popped up back, trying to make a play is Reese. It's going to be too far away for him to make a play. It's 2-2 now.
Yeah, I love the swing from McAndrews. It's so short. He chokes up on the bat before he even steps into the box, and he understands that He just needs to put a barrel on because he's a big guy. He got a lot of power too with that load leg. He loads that thing up, and you can tell just by his numbers at collegiate level, he hits the ball, and when he hits it hard.
He's a big guy, a lot of muscle on those arms as he takes that pitch. If you see his dinner orders, you understand why. Big appetite, the guy.
Yeah, when you're 6'2", 225, and have such a powerful short swing, I mean, you don't really need to put too much into your bat to explode.
Andrew's hard cut.
He's just got that short swing that, I mean, you've seen him make contact with a few foul balls at least, but when you get them, they go so much farther than you'd expect that short of a swing to go, and that's just the pure strength.
It's pure power. You see it in his throws from behind home plate. You see it on his swings. Doesn't take a huge cut at it, but when he does connect, it goes as it goes there, drifting into shallow center field. A leaping catch by Austin Hawk, and that's the second out of the inning.
Yeah, he hasn't scored yet. He hasn't gotten an official hit as he's walked twice with 2 stolen bags, but Hawk, that's the first big defensive play we've seen here on that shortstop right there. Almost any day of the week, that's a bloop single, but great read off the bat, and because there's no chance that Wiggins comes in from center field, especially with how deep outfielders play here at Alumni.
And now it's Plasher, another guy who's walked. He did that back in the second, although he flew out to Austin Hawk, who just put away that last out back in the third, and now he comes up again in the fifth.
There's that lefty-lefty breaking ball that goes in the right-hand box. That one just looked like it got a piece of the corner on the swing.
That one 1-1.
Try to do it again, so I'm interested to see how does Varner attack this, because you don't want to necessarily throw the same pitch 3 times in the same general area.
Cut. Did he go around? He did. That's strike 2.
Well, he did exactly what we just said you might not want to do, but I mean, when it's lefty-lefty and the breaking ball runs so much for Varner horizontally, I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's so hard to hit and read if you're a left-handed hitter against the lefty arm.
That one fouled off by Plasher. Stays alive in this count.
There's number 4. We see number 5. I mean, it's so difficult to hit, especially when you're leaning over the plate. It's not necessarily a bad idea. You don't want to throw a hitter the same pitch 5 times, but when it's so hard to hit and so unlikely that something dangerous is going to happen with it.
That one outside as the pitch spins Reese around.
That's 5 straight. I wouldn't call Varner crazy. I wouldn't call Ripken Reese crazy if he called 6. I would not call him crazy if he said, let's go back to it.
2-2, 2 away. Hardy cut. He'll go down on strikes. 1-2-3 from Varner. 2 Ks in there. Still 3-2 waves, though. Bottom of the 5th on the other side. Jakonski, Wiggins, and Reese, the approaching sequence for the Keene SwampBats in a 3-2 game in which they trail to the visiting Ocean State Waves. It's the NECBL on ESPN+. I'm Ian Garvey. Alongside me is Sean Massa. And A.J. Jones remains on the mound for the Waves.
That's how easy he went through, and we've seen it right now with Varner and now Jones. Both guys, both first out of the pen, have been really, really dominant both are only with one walk, but have both been really good other than that one little hiccup. And this turned into what we thought could have been a shootout with all 5 total runs beyond these 2 teams in the second and the top half of the third. It's been nothing since. It's turned from what we could have been a shootout, maybe a 9-8 game if it kept going, to now it's been 4 straight zeros.
Hard cut on a pitch low for strike 1. Jakonski started off this contest as the second batter in the order, driving in Alisea with a double. And then to end the second inning as he cracks that one right up the middle. That'll be a single. Got it past Greg Pate, who put the inning away with a ground ball to him in the second inning. However, this time in the 5th, it gets through the infield, and Keene starts with a base runner.
I mean, the one out he has today was a ground ball up the middle. It was an unreal play by Pate, and that left the bat at 88. That one leaves the bat at 98 miles an hour. Pate had absolutely no shot on that. If he knocks that down and then gets him at first base, someone give this guy a contract.
Speaking of contracts, it's Wiggins, the man who turned down a major league contract to continue collegiate baseball after being drafted out of high school. This is NECBL debut tonight with the Keene SwampBats. Jones looks over towards Jakonski at first. And now reasserts his attention towards home. That one high for ball 1.
I mean, this is a guy that, if you're Keene, obviously you weren't expecting him to come in game 1 and just absolutely mash baseballs, but you want to see him get going and get comfortable. Didn't look really comfortable in his first at-bat, but last time when he grounded out in the 3rd, looked a little more. You like to see his progression.
That one shot right toward the Ocean State Waves dugout. Heard some cage underneath me instead of a scream, so definitely hoping everyone's okay down there. Backwards K in the first for Wiggins, and a ground out to short to kick off the 3rd inning. A favorable righty-lefty matchup. Runner goes. McAndrews throws. Throw is off target. Pate backing up. Wilson saves that ball from going into the outfield, but a stolen base nonetheless, and now Jakonski's in scoring position.
That's his first of the year, and I mean, he already hits the ball so hard as we saw. I mean, it's one of his only non-extra base hits, but he's got some speed too in the outfield, and he just showed that he can turn the single to a double. Every day, just more impressed with Joe Jakonski.
3-1. Swing and a pitch in the dirt, and that moves it full. Full count, no one away, powerful bat in the box, and a speedy runner on second. If you're the Keene SwampBats, you are loving the situation you're in right now. Looks back towards second, looks back towards home. That one fell off, and he stays alive.
Yeah, he's fighting. He's fighting. These swings look like he's really going outside in, but he's fighting, and that's what you really want to see here. And that's exactly what you have to do against A.J. Jones. You need to fight and hope he makes a mistake. One of you is going to mess up, but Wiggins putting himself in a pretty good position to hopefully see if Jones just leaves him something to mash.
It's been great pitch placement so far from Jones. Here the second 3-2 pitch incoming. That one in the dirt. Runner goes towards third, and it will be a pass ball advancing Jakonski to third, as Wiggins will walk towards first. Now runners at the corners for Keene.
Yeah, and you have no outs here. This has big inning written all over it right now. There's 2 things you cannot do here if you're Ripken Reese. You cannot strike out, and you cannot put a ball on the ground. If it's on the ground, it has to be very well hit or barely hit at all.
Well, you heard Sean Massa. 2 things you can't do. Avoid that, and you're golden. A fly ball, or really any ball that enters the outfield, will score. Jakonski with the speed he has there, 90 feet away. Unless it's a shallow pop-up fielded by one of the infielders. Really anything into the middle outfield is going to score a run and tie this game up at 3 apiece. And with no one away, it's going to take a lot of maneuvering for the Waves to get out of this inning unscathed. As there is a visit on the mound with the pitching coach Mason Fioli leading. Pat on the back to A.J. Jones. Everyone heading back to their respective positions in the infield, and play will resume from Keene.
Once again, now batting the SwampBats, Ripken Reese.
Ripken Reese, the batter, flew out to left in the first, was hit by a pitch in the third, and ended up stealing second base. Let's see, the first pitch of the at-bat will result in strike one.
Yeah, I don't hate the idea to go swinging and sitting fastball on the break. You'd expect Jones just lost Wiggins to a walk to come out with a fastball, so good idea from Reese right here.
That one in the dirt. Jakonski thought about going, and his temptations are negated by third base coach.
I thought he was going to go, to be honest. He looked like he wanted to. Jakonski took 4 strides and had to just absolutely stop all his momentum from carrying him to home plate.
Check swing, called strike nonetheless. We now sit in a state of dusk as the brief period of sunlight has left us here in southern New Hampshire, and now we sit approaching dark as McAndrews pumps in the throw, and he'll just let Wiggins take second to avoid Jakonski taking off for a double steal.
Smart move right there, because I mean, Jakonski's a veteran. He's played a couple years of college baseball. I didn't expect him to even think about taking off there unless that ball was a high one and he knew for sure it wasn't getting cut off.
3-1, hard cut, and that moves the count full. We've seen so many full counts here, Sean. Some going to the offense, some going to the defense. We'll see where this one falls in the tally in just a few moments. 3-2 the count, 3-2 the score. Hard cut, he goes down on strikes. That's the first out of the inning.
Said before, one of the 2 things you can't do is strike out. Well, it's not the end of the world now, especially with the stolen bag, because there's no traditional double play setup. Got second and third here, but now Molinara's at bat becomes even more important. Just put a ball in play that's hopefully deep enough that if it's a fly out, it scores, because coming up empty in this situation would be absolutely horrid for your team's confidence at the plate.
We've seen some unmethodical double plays turned here. One coming from Zach Zions in left field, a 7-6 double play to end the third inning. As Molinaro, who walked back in the third, trying to get on base for a second time today, he struck out swinging to end the first. Check swing. Appeal says it did not go around, and will be a ball one as a result.
Yeah, it looked like he held up, but that's close. That's one that can go anyway. And, I mean, it's a tough call to make if you're a field umpire, especially. Now if you're Molinaro, it could be 0-2. It could very well be an 0-2 count. You need to shorten up.
That one high. Taken for ball 2. 2-1 the count now with 1 away.
Big leave right there.
Really is a hard appeal call with the infield umpire standing out by second. Jones the 2-1. That one laid off once again. Now it's a 3-1 count, and one that Jones will have to be aggressive here with ducks on the pond.
You do have to bag open. It's not the end of the world, but you want to avoid Calarco with the bases loaded.
That one in the dirt and inside, and a walk loads the bases for Keene and opens up a wide array of opportunities for this SwampBat offense.
Does bring back a big opportunity here, but you got Calarco, who's a guy who got a lot of power behind that swing, obviously 6'5" at first base, and I mean, we saw last time he was up to the plate. It was technically in the books as a double play, but it was that deep fly out to left field that ended up doubling Ripken Reese. I think he thought it was going to drop 100%, and they were able to get the 7. Actually scored an F7-6 double play. If you're Calarco here, this is a big spot, and you need this. You need 1 run, and when you have a game like this that turns from offense after offense after offense to pitching duels, you need to be the team to break the ideology of the pitching duel. It would be detrimental to Keene for Ocean State to do it first.
Pitch high for another ball to open up this at-bat. Outfielders positioned deep on a shift on both right and left field, not wanting anything to get over their heads. That one just missing low. That's ball 2. It was right by the knees, nearing the black of the bottom of the strike zone. (2-0) inbound. Jakonski dancing along the third base line. And that one's popped up behind home plate. No play being able to be made on it.
Saw Calarca right there. That was a I want to clear the barn swing. And you can take that swing when you're Alex Calarco and you have a 2-0 count. No one's going to question it.
Well, the target for a left-handed batter is that big red barn in right center. Well, he'll have to take his attempt at hitting that barn and wait on it as he'll take that one for a ball low. Now with 3-1 count. Last 3-1 count resulted in a walk for Molinaro. Now Calarco tries to get bat on ball here. That one a hard cut over to get it is the third baseman, and no play made on it. It was a diving / sliding attempt from Tristan Head that will go just down as a foul ball. But the count does move full, which opens up a bit more of a fighting situation for A.J. Jones, in which he can be a bit more aggressive. (3-2-1) away. Hard cut on a pitch in the dirt, and that's strikeout number 2 for A.J. Jones. The only 2 outs of this inning have been by a swinging strikeouts, 1 for Reese and now 1 for Calarco. And A.J. Jones is 3 strikes away from getting out of it.
Yeah, this is big. It brings up Brett House, who you just got to think, I got to do a job. It doesn't need to be pretty. Just smart at-bat here.
First pitch low. That'll be ball 1. He started out a few at-bats here in this bottom of the 5th with first pitch balls.
There's a pinch hitter on deck, so if House gets going here and gets on base and extends it, we're going to see the U.S. Naval first baseman Victor Escuerdo come up.
Hard cut on that high fastball. Shot into the screen behind home, and that evens up the count.
And Escuerdo is an everyday player in this lineup through the first 4 games. He had 2 hits on opening night here in front of a sold-out Alumni field, and has been a little quiet since, but definitely a big bat, 6'2".
Good block there by McAndrews. That one saved a run as the pitch from Jones bounced in front of home plate. And a hockey-like stop from the Fordham man behind home keeps this a 3-2 ball game in favor of Ocean State.
Yeah, and you can tell right now the message going from Sean McKenna to Joe Jakonski right now is if you think you have a chance, your best judgment, go. We cannot leave anything stranded. If it takes a chance, you take a chance, but we need to get something here.
2-1. Another foul ball. 2-2 now with 2 away.
There's that fastball at the eyes that just looks so tempting. They're so hard to hit, too. I mean, it's a great swing, but you got that dip in your swing. It's so difficult to get the bat and the barrel up to the chin.
2-2. That bat stays alive. Another identical foul ball from House.
So, Aiden, remember we talked about Jaden Varner with the bases loaded?
I do.
And trying to get out of it could be a game changer. Exact same thing. Jones gets this strike 3. Below us at Ocean State dugout is going to erupt, and we'll see if their offense takes into fruition the top of the 6th. And I'd have to assume they're going to come out with some extra firepower if they do indeed get out of this.
At bat will halt due to a timeout called by House. He'll reconvene his thoughts and step back in. 2-2, 2 away. Ocean State nursing a 1-run lead here in the 5th. That one fouled off. And the half marathon of an at-bat continues. Not quite at marathon status, but it's creeping up on that distance.
That's a great swing. I mean, that's a pitch that Brett House saw and said, I do not want to take this. But that's a pitch that could have been called a strike. It was right on the line it looked like it was going to be. And that was just a late decision of, I got to put a bat on this and just live to see another pitch.
That one low. Oohs and ahs coming from all around the ballpark. That one would have been close either way, ball or strike. But now we have a situation as dramatic as it can be. 3-2, 2 away, bases loaded, 1-run lead for the defense.
This ball's hitting the gap. This could clear the bags. Molinaro's going to take off running.
Foul ball again.
Are we at marathon status yet, Aiden?
I think we're approaching the we're approaching a marathon. 3 more pitches, we're at an Ironman.
I'll say this at bat is, I'm pulling my hair out over this at bat. This is a really good at bat from Brett House. You just would love to see him, if you're a Swamp Bat fan, pull this off because he's put up one heck of a fight.
3-2. That one low. Pass ball will send Jakonski. Second runner coming around. Throw will not be in time. 2 Swamp Bats cross home. They have the lead right back. 4-3 on a walk and a pass ball. And the marathon of an at-bat concludes with the Swamp Bats on top once again.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to sound bad when you say this, but what was McAndrews doing? He went back to the netting back there that protects our cameraman over there behind first base with that ball. He saw Wiggins rounding, and he gave 2 pump fakes to the plate like he was trying to scare Wiggins away when there was a full head of steam right there. This should be a tie ball game with possibly out of the inning. But now you bring up Victor Escuerdo and a new pitcher, and Keene right now has a little more momentum than you would love.
We'll see who the new pitcher is after this break. But Keene with a fresh 4-3 lead with 2 away. New pitcher, new batter on the other side.
U.S. Naval Academy, number 31, Victor Escuerdo. Attention please, now pitching in Wade from Northeastern University, number 23, Joe Hauser.
The new arm for the Waves, the 6'3 right-hander, Joseph Hauser. The Northeastern product by way of Floral Park, New York. They threw 1 appearance in the NECBL season, 2 2/3 innings, 6.75 ERA, waved 5, walked 1. Looking for a rebound performance. Appeared in the opener at Danbury.
Yeah, I mean, he missed 2022 to injury, bounced back this year, had a solid year in limited time, only threw 6 innings, but struck out 2, didn't walk anyone, so showed a lot of control coming off that injury, and it was really good to start the year. He threw 2 scoreless innings at the Pac-12 champion Arizona back in February, but it's a big moment for him right here, coming out of the bullpen in a tough spot in a game that you would argue should only be tied, but Keene's got the lead and to double the lead with Molinaro 90 feet away, and a new pitcher, new batter.
First pitch outside for ball 1.
Yeah, this is a guy who's been working really hard all year too, is Escuerdo. I mean, talk to hitting coach Casey O'Brien. He says Victor's always here. He's always working, and he's had a little bit of success. And this is a spot you would love to see his hard work in early summer come to fruition. 2 hits on opening night were great, and then since then he's had hard hit balls and just fine gloves. This is an at-bat that you would love for this young man's confidence, for Keene as a whole, to just get this crowd going and get a little energy.
Pitch just slow. 3-0 count now with 2 away. Runners on the corners. It's House on first and Molinaro on third. Pitch called a strike on the inside portion of the plate. That keeps this at-bat going. It's 3-1.
Yeah, auto take right there from the square. I mean, you don't hate it at all. Now you might be sitting another fastball here, because it's got to be a strike.
Runner goes towards second. McAndrews throws. It is not in time, as House slides into second base safely. The throw bounced into the glove of Greg Bate, not in time. Full count now is the attention of Joseph Hauser.
I'm shocked he threw down. Shocked he threw down, because Molinaro's on third, and yeah, you might get him, but you could also just send 2-7 from third.
Bases have been walked, loaded. Izquierdo draws a full count walk, and that brings up Hawk, the 9-hole hitter.
I mean, that's what Keene has been doing all year. They get a lot of walks, and they get on base. When you talk to Casey O'Brien, he says, you know, hey, we work the counts, we get on base. We're not going to bring gifted walks. That one, you could say, was a gifted walk. Is a very short at bat that wasn't really close at the end, but once again, still went 6 pitches.
Pitch called a strike. Hauser opens up this second batter face in an 0-1 count. Second straight strike. Called inside portion of the plate for Hawk.
Yeah, the idea right there was an auto take. See if you can get in a hefty hitter's count, but it kind of backfired. So you have to shorten right here. This needs to be such a good on cue.
Pitch low and away. Causes Hawk to reach and connect before flying that one back behind home plate. And he keeps this at-bat stagnant in a 0-2 count.
To go forward, what we've seen, bases loaded have all been walks. Keene has the highest on-base percentage of the team coming in this game. They walk. They only hit 240, but they have nearly a 400 OBP.
Hardy cut. That's how this inning will end. All 3 outs coming by swinging strikeout over 2 different pitchers, but 2 runs still come across for Keene. It's a 4-3 ball game, 6th inning on the other side. There you see the scoreboard here at Alumni Field in Keene. 4-3 is the SwampBats, and the SwampBats rock a nice purple hat. The Waves, baby blue and white. Those are Zephyr caps. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL, also known as the Z hats. Zephyr is the authentic college hat with over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure to pick up your Keene SwampBat or Ocean State Waves official on-field cap today. And the man in the batter's box to open up this top of the 6th is not wearing a hat. He will be wearing a batting helmet. He'll put on his Z cap to go back in the field for the bottom half of the 6th. It's the second baseman in Greg Pate.
Yeah, that's a guy who he's 1 for 2, but he had that hard hit ball in the 4th that was robbed by Andrew Wiggins in the outfield. And this is also a guy on the mound right now that you're going to start seeing for the second time eventually coming up as the first batter to face him with the cleanup spot. So if they can get a couple hits this inning, then it'll be the second time you see Varner. For a guy who relies on the breaking ball a lot, could be the time that your batters start to pick him up.
Strike 1 call to open up this half of the inning.
Yeah, this is an important spot right here. You wanna try to make Keene go to the bullpen again.
Second pitch just outside.
There's an arm up and throwing, but it doesn't look like getting anything more than just loose, tossing the ball slightly with, looks like J.D. Jones down there helping him in the bullpen.
High and outside, that's ball 2.
So I'd have to assume this is Varner's inning, and I don't blame the coaching staff and pitching coach John Nowak for it with how good he's looked, but you don't want to give Ocean State any bit of confidence after you just took the lead back.
That one just catching the corner of the zone. Pate looks back to his dugout for some clarification. Steps back into the batter's box with no protest. From understanding, the man in the bullpen is Isaac Williams, the right-hander out of Jacksonville.
Yeah, and if he comes in this game, you're going to go from seeing Varner, who sits high 8s at best, to a high number on that radar. It's going to be tough for Ocean State hitters.
3-2. Pate takes it. That's ball 4, and he has a base.
Yeah, just off the plate. I mean, it was so close on the outside, but it's a great take and a gutsy one at that. Varner tried to get him looking, and it's a great take from Pate, and he's had a really quiet game despite being 1 for 2, now with that walk with 2 RBIs. He's had a very quiet game, but a very good one at that at the plate. Quietly good, I should say.
Now it's Zion, who is 0 for 2, while getting on in the 4th by a hit by a pitch, although he was caught stealing, trying to get second. The first caught stolen runner for the Keene SwampBats this season. Pickoff attempt, another one. And they're going to call a balk. So even though Pate gets back to first safely and in time, the illegal pickoff move will send Pate into scoring position with no one out.
Yeah, now you're going to see Sean McKenna. Looked like he was going to talk to Varner, which was a question, but now he's just standing on the first base. He wants an explanation there. It's a tough one. It didn't look like Varner did anything different from his normal pickoff move. Maybe that back foot just moved a little bit too early. And that's what we're getting the call on from our first base umpire moving into the field with Tim Barrett. It's a tough one right there, and a tough pill to swallow, but now if you're Varner, the guy at the plate becomes even more important. But if I'm Ocean State, I think I'm calling a bunt right now. Put it down the third base line, get Molinar off the bag, and get a guy 90 feet away to tie the game.
Could be the play. This time it's a hard cut from Zion's.
He did have that line out in the second inning with the bases loaded that was robbed of 2, possibly 3 RBIs in the gap. But other than that, he had a pop out in the other AB. He hasn't seen the ball extremely well. If you're going to bunt, you got to do it now, though.
Look back towards Pate at second is Varner. He deals that one a cut. It's just lofted past second into the glove of Austin Hawk, and that's out number 1.
Yeah, I mean, you want to play small ball, and I thought the right move right there would have been small ball. They elected to let Zion swing away, but when you're a game this close, this back and forth, every run matters so much. I mean, you bunt them over, same situation on the scoreboard, 1 out, but you got a guy 90 feet away where a sac fly could tie this game up. Now you're looking for Harrison Wilson. He needs to get a base hit.
Tying run stands at second. Go ahead at the plate in Harrison Wilson. That pitch low and inside for ball 1. just shy of 80 miles an hour, that one.
I have to wonder, are the Waves going to be aggressive here? They could try to send Pate here with the righty Wilson in the box. I mean, it would be really risky if he gets caught. That's just absolutely detrimental. But yeah.
And here he will go. Throw over to third is not in time. Pate slides under the tag. A gutsy stolen third base. One that a pitch was not even thrown. And the Waves at the tying run just 90 feet away with one away.
So I guess it kind of works the same thing as if you would have made it a sac bunt one batter before. Because that was, I mean, that's so close. That's so good to get under. It's just a throw from Varner going over was just high.
Hefty cut results in strike one to Harrison Wilson, the shortstop. And now we've seen the wheels on Greg Pate. Fly ball to the outfield, should score him, and tie this game up at 4. It's been a back and forth tug of war seesaw battle. And Wilson cuts hard on that one for strike 2.
Yeah, and right now, if you're Wilson, you're shortening the swing. All you want to do is put a bat on it because you're not worried about a blooper. With the infield playing in on the grass, a blooper can easily drop. It might not give you a lot of trouble because infield's playing in, the outfield is playing normal depths. You have that much more room over the head of the entire infield.
Hard cut by Wilson. He comes up empty. That's his second strikeout on the evening, and it goes down as the second out of this top of the 6th.
And that's just tough as a hitter, not only for Wilson. It stinks moving back to the dugout knowing you struck out, but now you're Tristan Head. It becomes a little more pressure. You need something good here to find grass, and for a pitcher who's feeling it.
Head grounds that one to the shortstop, and Hawk throws towards first. Out in time. No run score, although one was 90 feet away. Bottom of the 6th from Alumni Field. On the other end, it's 4-3 Keene.
If you were a
At M&T Bank, we believe in the power of together. Together, we can help your business grow. Together, we can move communities forward while giving back. Together, we can help your family spend more time on what matters most. And together, we can achieve more than ever before.
Hauser, the man, still on the hill for the Ocean State Waves as they trail the Keene SwampBats 4-3. 2 runs came across last time the SwampBats were on offense. Hauser trying to make sure none come across this time around, but he does face the top of the order.
Yeah, this is a bat now. Alsea that's been pretty good. Had that big single to start off this game, ended up being the first runner to score. Walked, and then obviously the strikeout in the 4th inning was a tough one, but the guy who's woken up as of late and really solidified himself as a name that's going to be really, really hard to platoon in this lineup. He's going to be a name that's really hard to not write down in the leadoff spot or 9 spot if we've seen him before almost every single day this summer for manager Sean McKenna.
Now, Alsea, the last time he got on base to start an inning, it was the top of the 1st where he hit a single, and then by an error in right field made his way all the way around to third base, and then was later driven in by Jakonski, just one batter after him. And now through 2 pitches he's in a 1-1 count.
And you got to expect right now, if you're Keene, can you get more insurance, and do you send Varner back out there?
That pitch called strike 2. In a tight game like this, every managerial decision, whether it's a defensive substitution, a pinch hitter, a pitching change, just becomes so pivotal in how a game fans out, as that one is stopped by Aaron Posey, who has come in for Thomas McAndrews behind the plate. That's been something that we've seen from the Waves pretty much all season long after that 5th inning, bringing in a second catcher. Waves do have 4 catchers rostered, as that one's flown out over our heads on the third base side.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I will say about Sean McKenna is he came up to me when he found out I was from Detroit on the bus and said, you know what, I mess with your guys' coach. I mess with Dan Campbell. That's kind of the energy he gives me.
That one will be down on strikes. Swinging was the leadoff man in Alisea, and that brings up their most dangerous bat in Jakonski.
Yeah, but that's exactly what you want. You want to get Jakonski up with Alisea out. You don't want to put anyone on for him. And, I mean, it's a good idea to start. Really good approach to this inning by Jones.
That one a popped-up foul off the bunt.
Excuse me, Hauser, sorry. Misread right there. Surprised to see Jakonski try to lay down a bunt. That's something I never thought I'd see with how he's hitting the ball.
That one floated up into right field. Underneath it is the second baseman, hitting Greg Bate. That is not something you see every day. Rhyme unintentional, play very much intentional from Greg Bate, ranging all the way into foul territory in mid-range right field. Quite a run for the second baseman, but it's 2 outs.
Yeah, he just missed it. He was just under it. And now, if you're on the mound and you're Joseph Hauser, how do you recover after the 2 runs scored last inning on your team? And it would be huge to go 1, 2, 3 up and down in order. And Wiggins hasn't actually had a great day at the plate.
Wiggins takes that first pitch high for ball 1. Wiggins 0 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base, came around to score back in the 5th. And a hefty cut there sends that one into the screen behind home.
Yeah, that was a heavy swing right there from Wiggins. And I mean, that one is a swing that he wanted just to absolutely send into the outfield.
That one outside, ball 2.
Now we'll see what Wiggins can do here. I'd love to see him shorten the swing, realize he hasn't really got a great cut in a ball yet. Love to see him shorten it, just try to put it in play anywhere. Just don't care how it looks.
Low pitch called, strike 2. 2-2 with 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th.
It's a close one right there, tough take. And now if you're Wiggins, your strike zone just contracts with that 50-50 call going the opposite way.
Fouled into and out of the glove of Aaron Posey. Hard 91-mile-an-hour fastball. And Wiggins does a good job to keep himself alive.
Yeah, he just got a fastball that was really, really hittable in the zone. Still a pitch to play with if you're Hauser. I don't know if he's going to get that again, so if you're Wiggins, you need to be careful.
That one just a bit late. Flown over us on third baseline. Another 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Maybe an off-speed pitch incoming after 2 fastballs were fouled off. Mess with the timing. And it is a fastball once again. This one off the numbers. Another 91-mile-an-hour delivery.
Tough take. Another really close one for Wiggins and to Gutsy.
That one grounded into the glove of Wilson and in time. 1-2-3 for Hauser. No runs come across for Keene. Sean Massa has it on the other end. For the top of the 7th, it's 4-3 Keene.
The winning toss this evening for SwampBat Mobile for $20.75 goes to Benjamin Griswold. With more than 1,400 sales locations across the state, don't forget to stop and buy your lucky lottery tickets today. Powerball, Mega Millions, Priceless Megabucks, Scratch tickets, and more.
Good, Ribby.
At Fairfield, we're celebrating 190
Despite 2 runs in the bottom half of the 5th inning, the scoreboard filled with zeros since the conclusion of the top half of the 3rd. Sean Massa joined by Aiden Garvey for the finish on this one. Top of the 7th inning, and beautiful pitching from Jaden Varner. He hands off the ball to a right-handed pitcher, Isaac Williams, on the mound, a man who's going to absolutely load up the radar gun behind home plate. Appeared once on opening night and filled it up with 97 across the board multiple times. Gonna be a different look than Jaden Varner, who was more breaking ball. Now you gotta see, how does Ocean State recover not only the velo change, but you're also changing the arm angle and the side it's thrown on, so a complete 180 of pitchers.
Well, he starts off against Donovan Cash, who is 2 for 2 with a walk. He drew that walk the last time a pitcher came in Jaden Varner. So we'll see how he fares against a bit more of a high velocity approach from Isaac Williams.
If Varner goes 2 1/3 officially, no earned runs, no runs, and no hits, and allows 2 base runners, both being walks. Most importantly, that walk in the 6th that ended up on 3rd base and got it to go. It's Cash, Walton, and Fernandez with a new catcher as J.D. Jones has entered the game. We see Keene do this a lot with Jones catching in the bullpen some games and comes back out. We've seen it with Calarco doing the same thing. He's set to catch Williams, and he's got a tough first batter. Donovan Cash, Aaron Walton, Eric Fernandez set to get going. 4, 5, 6, the first to face the Jacksonville righty. First pitch, fastball, 93 on that one, a little bit less zip than we're normally used to see. It looked like he just wanted to put it in the strike zone. It misses for ball 1. Williams settles in and now delivers. Down low on 94 and at the 2-0 count.
Expect a very, very patient at-bat from Donovan Cash. He's a guy that you're not going to see a lot of undisciplined swings out of. Very composed batter.
Checked his swing on that fastball, called for a strike, 94 again. So we've seen 94, 94, and a 93 out of the hand of Isaac Williams so far in this AB. He settles back in at the waist and now set to deliver. Finds the zone again with shocking 94 for the 4th time in the AB. 2-2 count. Struck out 3 in his 1 2/3 innings of work. Did allow a run that was scored on a wild pitch in the 9th inning, but a 3-run cushion at the time, and then eventually getting the save in the 6-4 win over the Navigators. 2-2 pitch, big swing and a miss. Goes from 4 straight 94 to 89, and a little bit of movement for the first strikeout of his night and the first out of his night in the 7th.
That's just so hard to adjust to if you're Donovan Cash. You're sitting fastball, 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 and then a little bit of movement there on that final pitch. He's just out in front of it, spins around it, can't quite find lumber, and that's the first out of the inning.
Brings up Aaron Walton, who's had a pretty good day despite being 1 for 3. There's another hard hit ball. This one's only 89 miles an hour considering the 2 he already put contact on were 99. But this one finds grass, and he's 2 for 4 with a 1-out single.
Well-angled strike, split the second baseman and the first baseman on that right side of the infield. Just a little bit late on the cut, a perfectly late swing, and sends it a shallow little liner into right, and they have the tying run now on the base pass as he goes.
He's going low, swing and a miss. Jones to throw it, the 2-hopper that actually goes right into the glove of Hawk, into the tag, but just got under it and beat it was Walton. He's now on second, scoring position 180 feet away from knotting this ball game up at 4.
I mean, there's no more perfect of a throw. It was a 2-hopper right on the bag, but the speed of Aaron Walton is just too great to catch up to for the man behind home.
Up 0-2 quickly on Fernandez on the throw that on the stolen base induced. It was 93. That's 93 as well.
The high velocity also makes stealing the base much more difficult. The ball getting home a lot quicker.
Hawk backs off at second, and 3-pitch strikeout with 95 on that one for Williams. He's now got 2 away, runner still at second.
And now Aaron Posey will get his first at-bat.
So Posey comes into the game, his first debut after coming as a defensive substitution in last inning. And a big spot here, trying to get the one-out single that stands at second home, but he's got 2 outs, takes the first pitch, 95 in the zone.
You talk about insane velocity mixed with immaculate pitch placement. Isaac Williams is really your product you want to look at.
He's up 0-2 again, so that's strike 5 to the last 2 hitters. So the runner on second and just 1 away. He's threatening with back-to-back strikeouts on 6 pitches. That one read at 95. 0-2 as he settles in at the waist. Checks the runner at second. Alisea backs off and Williams delivers. Check swinging, got him at 96. Isaac Williams, that's not even fair. 3 strikeouts to get out of the inning. The single does not matter. We stretch and go to the bottom of the 7th. Keene still up 4-3.
In the Eisenberg School of Management, we really value experiential learning. By the end of their time here, the students have a portfolio that they can go out with and say, here's what I've done. Here's the clients that I've already worked for.
Our alumni are in constant engagement with our program, providing career guidance, insights, so all of our students are able to take advantage of an unparalleled alumni network before and after they graduate.
Your involvement with the school doesn't end when you graduate. We have a lot of UMass Amherst alums at Gillette Stadium. We know the type of employee we're going to get when we hire someone who's graduated from this program.
We stretched here at Alumni Field, and we're back for the bottom of the 7th inning. And it's Joseph Hauser again, who's been pretty impressive in his time on the mound, trying to keep it just a 1-run Keene lead.
Speaking about 1, 2, 3 strikes are out, you have 3 strikeouts from the man out of the bullpen and Isaac Williams to close out that last half inning. And now you have Joseph Hauser on the mound, who has 2 strikeouts in just an inning and a third.
It's going to be a big opportunity. He's got 4, 5, 6. His first man to face is actually going to be J.D. Jones, slotting in for Ripken Reese defensively. Now, the Rutgers catcher will take his first rips of the ball game. In 7 plate appearances, has 1 hit. Had a little bit of a tough time to start. Getting on base at a 143 clip hasn't been ideal. Got strike 1 on 88, now trying to settle back in. Takes that one for a ball at 89. Get the count going to 1-1. Hauser tries to get him to go down low on 77, left off for a 2-1 count. Hauser's been pretty good in the last couple innings of work. Trying to do a big job and get the hold here and just keep it the 4-3 game, and that's a beautiful pitch that finds the zone. 87 on the outside for a 2-2 count to J.D. Jones. Set to have Bryce Molinaro and Alex Calarco, 5 and 6 on deck and in the hole. Gets him to go at it, 89 miles an hour. Reading at 90 here at the ballpark, however, but a big strikeout to start the inning here in the 7th.
And that's the 3rd K for Hauser in just 1 2/3 innings of work. He's had a lot of punch-out material in just a few batters faced here at Alumni Field.
Bryce Molinaro up to the dish now. 0 for 1, but has reached twice with a walk, has been stranded each time he's got on base. Takes the first pitch down low in the left-hand box for ball number 1. Alex Calarco stands on deck. Firm 90-mile-an-hour fastball for a 1-1 count.
Winara has walked his last 2 plate appearances, although he struck out in his only at-bat back in the first to end the half inning.
Big swing and a miss on that one on the bottom half at 88. And Hauser picking up right where he left off, looking really comfortable. Went 1-2-3 last inning. Got J.D. Jones on a pretty quick strikeout, and now with a 1-2 to Bryce Molinaro. He settles in and delivers and got it. Back-to-back strikeouts make it the last 5 up, the last 5 down for the SwampBats. And Hauser doing his best job and his absolute hardest job to keep this thing a 4-3 game on a lineup that has seen really well lately. He has done easy work. Alex Kolarko to the dish, 2 strikeouts and 0 for 3 at that well-hit double play ball all the way into left field, nearing the wall. Back in the third. Takes the first strike at the knees at 77 on the breaking ball. And now has to fight back from behind. Watches another breaking ball. This one at 79. Find the zone, and it's 0-2 with 2 away. Kolarko hasn't taken a swing or the bat off the shoulder. He's got 0-2 and swings at that one, barely getting a piece, sending it over toward the SwampBat dugout. And we'll live to see another pitch. For Ocean State, down to their last 6 outs offensively, need to make up a run in 4 pitches, 2 swinging strikeouts, and a looker. Joseph Hauser trying to get his lineup ignited before they face Isaac Williams again in the 8th. 6 outs remain on their offensive night. They trail 4-3 here in a barn burner at Alumni Field.
The coffee is hot, but we're pretty cool. Come and run with us. Now hiring at your locally owned Papa Duncan locations in Keene, Winchester, and Brattleboro. Surprisingly great rates right around the corner. Contact your Keene State Farm agent, Craig Vickers, today. And need urgent dental care? Rainbow Dental offers same-day emergency visits. Visit their Keene or Peterborough location to book your appointment. Quick treatment can save you teeth.
Isaac Williams gets out of the top half of the 7th with 3 strikeouts, a single mixed in there through 4 batters. Joseph Hauser responds 1-2-3 with 2 swinging and 1 looking on the strikeout end, and we go to the 8th. It's become a Hauser versus Williams pitching duel. Williams has the advantage on the scoreboard, however, inheriting a 4-3 lead in the 8th. 6 outs remain offensively for Ocean State, and they got to try to crack the code, of Isaac Williams. It's going to be 8-9-1. Lineup set to roll over for the 5th time today, and it's going to be a pinch hitter up to the plate.
The right fielder, number 40, Eric Gentler.
It's number 40 for Ocean State. We don't have a number 40 on our roster.
It's somebody.
Well, I would hope it's somebody up there. Takes the first pitch, however, of his AB at 93 on the inside for ball 1.
I think that's Eric Genther, the recent pickup out of the University of Rhode Island. It at least appears to be him. It looks like his face. We'll go with Eric Genther for right now.
Well, the mystery man, or Genther, takes strike 1, even it up at 95.
I was originally 75% sure. I'm up to about 96% sure that's Eric Genther.
We're going to roll with it. A 1-1 count. Williams delivers another heater at 95. 1-2 count. He's fought back. Williams trying to get a quick first out before the 9-hole hitter, Greg Pate, who's been pretty good today, comes up to the plate. 1-2, Williams delivers, 96 is fouled off. He lives to see another. A look around the NECBL after Genther's AB. But Williams and Genther in a battle. Just fouled off. 96, the fastest we've seen from Williams. He's getting back up to where he was an opening night, 97/98. That one's fouled off. It remains 1-2 on the breaking ball, and you are correct, as Eric Genther. We did not get him on the roster in time. He was added sometime in the afternoon today, so a late add today, making his first debut off the bench at a big spot in the 8th. 1-2 after he fought off the last one, but he swings through that one on the outside. 96 from Isaac Williams. Another strikeout, make it 4.
Genther was added to the roster a few days ago, but was noted as number 0. So the 4 added to the back of the jersey goes down in his first at-bat of summer ball in 2024 with a swinging strikeout.
Brings up Greg Pate, who has been really good today. 1 for 2 with the walk and has hit the ball really well, and he's up. Top of the order, right behind him, set to roll over. He takes that pitch on the back foot at 95 for ball 1. A look around the NECBL. Vermont continuing their hot start, up 6-1 on Danbury in the bottom of the 8th. Extra innings with Valley and Upper Valley in a 1-1 pitcher's duel. And then top of the 8th inning, North Shore on top of Martha's Vineyard, 7-3. That one chopped over to Alisea. Fields it on a knee, a lofting throw to Calarco, and just like that, there's 2 up, 2 down here in the 8th.
It's just so hard to make solid contact when you're facing velocity you haven't faced yet in the game. You're going from a guy who operates on a heavy breaking ball rotation in Jaden Varner, throwing around high 70s, low 80s, and then you're catapulted against a guy in Isaac Williams that's coming right at you in the mid 90s. It's just such a tough adjustment for these batters to make mid-game.
Brings up Zach Lyons, who is 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch, being the only time he's been on base, where he was caught stealing. Moments later, takes ball 1. That is the first out recorded by Isaac Williams that has not been via a strikeout. He has 3 swinging and 1 looking that ended the 7th inning. He settles in with the 1-0 count. The second straight batter, he's delivered ball 1-2, but he fights back as that one's hit hard out to center field on a line that just tails directly into the glove of Andrew Wiggins. Right place, right time. Make it 7 batters faced from Isaac Williams, 4 strikeouts, and mix in a single in there. But 0 runs. Insurance for Keene in the bottom of the 8th, or will be a 1-run game in the top of the 9th.
We are Keene State. Here, we believe that everyone is welcome and anything is possible.
Look closer. We are a tight-knit community, an inclusive community, where people can be their true selves. Bring your ability, background, culture, or traditions, whatever makes you you.
You already have what it takes. Welcome to Keene State.
Bottom of the 8th inning, and Keene looking for insurance. They carry a 4-3 lead in this one with 3 offensive outs remaining for the Waves when we head to the 9th. It's Joseph Hauser again, who just went 1-2-3 in the 7th with 3 strikeouts in order, 4, 5, 6. He's got 7, 8, 9 in reaction, starting out with Brett House.
Well, Hauser had 5 strikeouts of his own in the opener against Danbury, where he threw 2 2/3. And here, another 5 added on to that, 10 on the season for the rising junior out of Northeastern.
He starts out with Brett House, delivers it low, called ball 1 by our home plate umpire, Sam Finn, here at Alumni, 90 miles an hour, just below the knees. And you gotta think, for Ocean State, as that one's ripped over to third, and it's gonna get by the glove of head. House has his second base knock of the night, make it 2 for 3, a walk and a bomb with a stolen bag mixed in there as well. Have a day, Brett House.
Wait to see what the official scoring. I think it's going to go down as a single, as the ball never actually hit Tristan Head. We'll keep our eyes peeled on the scoreboard out in center just to give you guys. It will be marked as an E5. I will correct myself there and admit I'm wrong when I am.
I don't know about that one. 95 off the bat and a tough play to make sliding, but marked down as an E1. And now on first base is Brett House. First pitch from Victor Escuerdo's popped up into right field, failing foul, and is going to fall foul. Kept on tailing, looked like right fielder Genther was going to have a chance. Genther slotting into right field. Came in as a pinch hitter for his first summer league action.
They could have put Genther really anywhere in this fielding lineup. He's been behind the plate, first base, right field, left field, center in his time at the University of Rhode Island. It's been great since the inception of his collegiate career at URI, putting up great offensive numbers from the start.
Escuerdo walked in his only at bat back in that massive fifth inning. That was the last run scored in this game and the only run scored in this game since the top of the third inning, which saw Keene take a 3-2 deficit and make it a 4-3 lead. He watches this one at the knees, just missed the zone for ball number 2 of the AB. Escuerdo, the tall right-handed bat from the U.S. Naval Academy. He's the first Navy, Air Force, or Army player to wear a SwampBat uniform. And he's been pretty darn good to start. In his first technical AB in this game, being 0 for 0 with a walk, was stranded at first base, however, back in that fifth inning. 3-1 count, runner takes off, hit and run spoiled by a foul ball back into the swamp behind Alumni Field, and it will go full. And despite popular belief, the SwampBats are not called the SwampBats because of the swamp behind Alumni Field.
Do you know the reasoning then?
There was a challenge, for lack of better words, in a contest, and someone submitted SwampBats back in 1997. That one ripped over to shortstop, flipped underhand to second. Pateau goes over to first, and just like that, Wilson Pate and Cash, 6-4-3. The first double play of the night that's actually traditional.
Nothing unusual about that one. Your classic 6-4-3, perfectly fielded by Wilson, flips over to Pate, and a nice little sidearm throw. Gets it to Cash in time before Escuerdo can get there.
How many ground balls we've had hit today. You would think you'd see a traditional double play, but the only double play we've seen up to that point was that fly out in the left field where they doubled up the runner over at second base on a delayed tag up. Austin Hawk looks at the first pitch, down low for strike one. 0 for 1 with 2 walks and 2 stolen bags, has been stranded at second both times. Puts that one foul, tailing toward that swamp we were just talking about, and it goes to an 0-2 count.
Should start a swamp counter here on the broadcast. Mystic has a woods counter for the woods in right field as they lose so many balls over there.
Makes sense. The right field line is 319. Check swing, 3 pitches, and Hawk goes down for the second at bat in a row. 1, 2, 3, mixing a base runner in there with a little help from the middle infield. 3 outs remain for Ocean State. They trail by 1. As if you couldn't get any more drama. 4-3, Keene on top. 3 outs remain for Ocean State. Isaac Williams on the mound again. He's been fantastic through 2 innings of work, and now he's got 3 outs left until he can credit himself with a 3-inning save. Big time for Ocean State trying to get out of this one. And if you're Isaac Williams right now, with the way you're commanding this lineup through the first 2 innings, you have to think you're feeling pretty darn good. 2, 3, and 4. Donovan Cash, the cleanup hitter in the hole. The third batter due up here is the only hitter to see Williams so far of the 3 due up in this inning. Williams delivers that one on the outside for ball number 1 at 94 miles an hour.
This is a situation in which every at-bat has to be smart. If you're either side, as that one's popped up.
It's not very smart. Popped up, Molinaro camps under it, barely has to move, watches it tail into the glove. 2 outs remain for Ocean State. If you're the Waves, it's the part of the order you want up. It's 3-4 now, but you need a base runner. Tristan Head is 1 of 3, has reached twice, and scored once when he reached on a single back in the 3rd inning. To think he scored in the last time he scored was the last time Ocean State scored in the 3rd. Turned into a little bit of an offensive showdown through the first 2.5 innings of play, and now it's been an absolute pitcher's duel with the bullpens. Williams delivers, first pitch chopped up the middle. Hawk makes the play off the bag, and a good read right there. 1 out remains. The last life is Donovan Cash. It's a pretty good last life, but 1 last breath.
Well, today, if you want anybody up, it's going to be Donovan Cash. He struck out once, but he also has a single, a double, and a walk on his resume for the evening here on June 11th.
Big time for Isaac Williams. Has only allowed 1 to reach so far. First pitch in the dirt. And is 1 away from a 3-inning save. Already got 1 save on the season back on opening night. Trying to do it again here at Alumni Field and get Keene to 4-1. That one blown by, an ugly swing at 96. And Keene being in what I like to call so far in the season the gauntlet of the North Division, Upper Valley. Going to be 1-1. They're down to Valley right now, but Vermont's 5-1. Keene trying to get to 4-1, and then Sanford still at 500. They've played 6 games. 2-1 count now. Williams sets at the waist. Donovan Cash awaits. 2-1 pitch, big swing and miss at the upstairs fastball. 96 at the chin, and he got Donovan Cash to go after ball 3. Make it a 2-2 count with 2 away. 1 strike away from 4-1. Williams shakes, gets one he likes, and now delivers. Will he go back to the heat that no one's caught up to? He does not, but he swords him on the check swing. 92-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and the Keene SwampBats are 4-1, tying their best 5-game start since 2017. Wow! We'll take a break. We'll be back here on ESPN Plus. What started as an offensive showdown became a pitcher's duel. A 4-3 beautiful day for baseball. It was a beautiful baseball game between Keene and Ocean State. Sean Massa, Aiden Garvey, and Aiden, we looked at each other in the middle of that game and said, this is probably the best game we could ask for.
Absolutely, a back and forth tug of war seesaw sort of battle between these two sides, trading leads, engaging in a few ties early, but it ended up being Keene coming out on top, and then it was Isaac Williams, the man with the heat, shutting the door, a very rare 3-inning save, clinching this 4-3 win for the SwampBats.
Yeah, that was a big one. The bullpens of these two teams after the starting pitchers had a little rocky start, 1 run here, 1 run there. The bullpen shut it down. 6 hits, 3 runs, and 2 errors on the side of the Waves. 4 runs on 4 hits, and the on-base percentage, the highest of the team in the league for Keene, prevails. Working counts, getting guys on base, making hitting coach Casey O'Brien very happy. Thank you for making us the Ocean State Waves, the Keene SwampBats, Sean Massa, Aiden Garvey, our in-house producer, Stephen Pierce, our graphics producer, Ryan Hearn, and our data analytics and assistant GM, Milton Dauber, a part of your absolutely gorgeous Tuesday evening here in Keene, New Hampshire. So for Aiden Garvey, I'm Sean Massa saying so long from Keene, New Hampshire, where the final score is 4-3 SwampBats over the Waves. All games airing on ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.